We're live.
We are live.
Oh, much better.
What's up? Yeah, that. Okay, cool.
I have a webcam. I was like, why is my webcam not the default?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, I mean, I hate when that happens because
it was my FaceTime one, and I'm like, no, that's terrible. Don't let that one ever show up.
Yeah. So what's up? I mean, this is the second time I went live today. I went live earlier today.
You did. I watched part of it. I did.
Yeah,
I was watching it earlier, and I was like, but your live earlier was really good.
Yeah. No, thanks. I mean, I get good guests, so I'm fortunate. Look, it's all about the guests. I don't know how. It's hard to do a live yourself. I don't know how people. That one's.
I don't want to do that.
I do it.
Prepare.
Oh, just wait till I start sharing my blogs from my personal videos over in my group.
Yeah, no, I mean, respect. It's definitely not easy at all. So I completely respect anybody. So let's see. Let me kind of check the comments. Let me see who's on. What's up, Joseph? Thank you. It's going to be a fantastic discussion.
I'm going to do better than Brian. I'm going to I have the comments up in the other screen.
No, the comments are here. The comments show up here.
No, I know they do, but I also sometimes StreamYard doesn't show. People don't sign up who it is.
Oh, yeah.
I do Facebook Lives all the time, so I know how this works.
Yeah. No, you're an expert. You're a live expert.
No expert. No expert. I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Is there a topic or not?
No, it's just relax. Just relax, having fun. Just say hi. And Stephen Liu says he gets energy from his guest. Brian looks tan. So it looks like hope you got it from
outside.
It's just a lot of light. Look.
Oh, yeah. Now you don't look tan. Okay. Nice. So yeah, I mean, how's everything with you guys? How are you guys handling the situation? All that fun stuff.
Which way? Well, Junaid, you're in the USA, so you're on. You understand what's going on over here in the States.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just at home, so just being careful. Always wear my mask. Just like I said, I bought thankfully my friend has some masks, so I bought some extra I have masks for days, and then I got gloves and everything, so it's just good. I think
you guys want to know what I wear on a regular basis? Hold up.
What do you wear?
Shield.
Oh, nice.
Shield. Ooh, smart move. I like that. Hey, Future, nice to see you. Future, we have to schedule a LinkedIn Live. I think she has a topic. What's up, Cam? Nice to see you. Always good to see Cam. A good one.
She said, "What are each of us doing for self-care?" That's she's got a good. I had
honestly. All right, what are you doing? So your name is Marisa.
Did you
Marisa?
Did you listen?
Of course I did. Yeah, of course. That's I went to the profile and I listened. And I was like, oh, okay, and it makes sense because there's only one S.
That's right. And I'm so I'm so conscientious of other people's names. That's why when I've watched your podcast, I've listened to you say Junaid. And I'm like, I will never say your name wrong because my name has been said for wrong for 99%.
And the thing is, mine I know people are gonna say it wrong, right?
Right.
I know, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yours is so close to another name, and it's easy to say, but it's
99% of people I get I'll get voice messages or videos in my inbox, and it's always Marissa. I don't think I've ever had anybody say it right.
Hey, you complimented me.
No, except for Brian. Brian actually said it right on your live for the first time. He was like, Marisa. And I'm like, oh, wait, he must speak Spanish, or so I have some sort of no, that's not even a joke because my grandpa's Mexican Indian. And so it's if you speak Spanish or Portuguese or something.
Yeah, you say it right.
Marisa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So Jorge said, how do you say my name? I think it's Jorge. I don't know.
Not George. He probably gets George all the time.
So someone says, I'm going to go for it. Nurfad Nadarovic.
Oh, you just let me know. We both did. We don't know. You're going to have to send us a voice video or something.
Yeah, Nurfad, you got to.
We don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think for me, it's as long as people put effort, I think that's the big thing.
I'm okay with that. It's just that for me, it's literally 99% of the time it's Marissa, and I get 2 R's or 2 S's. Do you know how many times I've had my paycheck spelled wrong? And I'm and the thing's always it's spelled wrong. And I'm I put it right on my application, my ID.
Yeah. See, I don't know how people, or look, let's say they thought you spelled it wrong. They should contact you. Hey, was there a typo? Not fix it for you. It's just, I don't know.
You probably had that though. Do you know how many people have told me, like, have asked me, am I sure about how I spell my name? I used to get asked that as a kid. Are you sure? I'm like,
Yeah.
my mom told me how to spell my name. I think,
Oh,
like,
man,
I think she
sucks.
told me it was one S and one R. Like, y'all
Yeah.
are questioning me like it's wrong. And I'm going, I think it's right. I remember
Yeah,
being
no.
going,
You know, so my 6th grade science teacher, she just like refused to say my name correct. She just called me Jonah. That was like terrible. So obviously, like the girls.
Brian
just
doesn't relate.
nonstop.
Brian's like, I don't understand why you
No,
like.
they
No,
call
no,
it
no.
brain. They type
Listen.
brain.
From the moment I immigrated to Canada, I've been Brain, so called Brain and misspelled Brain. So I've lost my identity. So yeah.
Okay, so you're
I know exactly what you're
on
saying.
our level now. Like you're on our whole life. Like Janite and I, our whole lives have had dealt with
Yeah.
this problem. Like our entire life, ever since we went to school.
Well, no, not when I was born. Like
Oh,
I was
well,
born in
yeah,
Bangladesh. Over there, it was good,
I was gonna say that's a common.
but I don't
name,
remember it.
right?
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah,
it's
I
been
don't
my
know.
entire life. Entire life. My sister too.
Yeah.
My
What's
dad.
your sister's name?
My sister's name is Corinne. So if you're German, you'll understand. Like her name is like the traditional
Corinne.
pronunciation is Karin. So it's
Yeah.
Arin. She's been called Karen. So I've been called we've been called Marissa and Karen our whole life.
Oh
Our
man.
whole life.
You want to know what's funny? I have a meeting with a. How do you spell it? Corinne.
Right. Like, and that's
You
Corinne.
know what's funny? I have a meeting with someone tomorrow. So you saved me because I was gonna ask them their name, and now I'll be like, look, I just know these.
And my sister and I have been dealing with that our entire life. We used to laugh. We'd be like, we'd show up somewhere and we're like, watch, we're gonna be Marissa and Karen. And we were every single time instead of Marissa and Marisa. See, like I'll say my name, Marisa and Corinne. Marisa and Corinne. It was Marissa and Karen.
Oh man, so Anushka Samatilake, I think that's her name. She said my name is pronounced as Summer Lake, and I've gotten used. That's like some people just butcher names so badly.
Right.
It's
Sorry.
I know. I would never have guessed that. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, Brian, what have you been up to?
I've been working on helping people get back on their feet, advancing their careers, putting together a program around interviews, resumes, potentially immigration for people. I've developed a lot of partnerships with people that are trustworthy, and I cannot stand people who get scammed by these low lives who take, I guess, they kill people's dreams. So working on. Yeah.
I have to send you screenshots of 2 people who need to contact you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah. So
It's funny because people reach out to Janayat so that they can get in touch with me.
You told them.
Now Anthony, the same thing. Like they go to Anthony so that they can come to me, and they go to my wife. So Marisa, you're next.
Oh no, I've already gotten it.
Oh, you have?
I've already gotten it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't. Okay, you need to talk to Brian. You want to immigrate to Canada? Hold on.
Yeah. No, you know, some people I get. Some people I just get. It's just funny. Like the people like, hey, I've talked to a consultant, and they'll give me a whole story, and I was like, dude, it's not a one-line answer. It's not like, what's your favorite color? It's like, I got to spend it. And you know, the thing is, I don't like, it's like, I'll tell them, hey, I have, I'm pretty busy. I can't really do one-on-one time. And then, it's just like no offer to like, they don't even ask you about your services, right? It's one thing if you're like, hey, so it's like, and then, because look, I do work for free, but it's very selective, and I have like a filtering system, but I don't tell people that.
No,
right?
he does. We all do it. Like,
yeah, we all do it. But
it's not a mystery. Your
right.
selection
It's not a
system
mystery
is,
as entrepreneurs.
it's called just being a good, decent human being, and then you will pay attention to people.
That's right.
Like, it's not a mystery. Some people just have it. Don't seem to realize that.
Can you guys tell that my hair is like nicely done right now? I just got it done yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
it's,
so the webcam tends to like make it look blue, like that. It looks blue on my screen.
That's probably because I need to go in and change my camera settings. I had the white setting on there for my other home, and since I'm at the co-work, it's super bright in here, and I don't do that. But also, there is some blue in it, to be honest with you. That's what makes it like super purple. But it's just like if I take my phone out and I shine the flashlight on it, you guys be like, wow, that's purple. So
Yeah, I think today what I had, I mean, the person was pretty friendly, but the person was like, hey, I go try to get conversations with their for 30 minutes, just different interesting people, and I was just like, you gotta just say no to some people. Not that but then I was just like, I want to learn about you and your experiences. I was like, look, I've probably done like 20 podcast episodes, want to listen to that, and some people just want, and it's just like, I would have said yes had they listened to one episode. I would have said yes. But it's just like, I don't want to keep answering the same repeat questions. And especially the main thing is, especially when people first message you. If I've known someone, I've been connected with them, I'll 100% get on a call right away.
I'm getting the questions now. Wait, no, it's not blue. I'm like, no, it's purple.
Yeah. No, it's purple. It's purple. It's purple.
No, did you get that all the time?
I'll be right back.
All right, be back.
I had a guest at home.
No, go.
Hop on.
Come.
I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
Come be with your guest. We're okay without you for a while. You can just like leave a screen up, like put a picture of yourself up, and we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. No, come back.
Like
we'll be here.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean,
he's
it's
gonna
funny.
come back too. That's what's funny.
Have you found this? That some of the people that you end up helping for free, they offer to pay. Like, so currently I'm helping my aunt with her resume. Yeah. Like my business partner handles that, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll pay." I was like, "No, you don't have to pay." Like when I go to Canada, she lives by not too far from Brian, right? So when I go to Canada, I say, and she's like, "No, I'll pay." I was like, "No, you're not paying anything." Like, and it's just funny. And then you get other people who like want the world from you, and like I had an interaction with someone yesterday who was like,
"Nickel and diming you" is what I like to call it.
Yeah, he was just like, "Hey, can you just make these edits?" I was like, "Can you do it yourself?" He's like, "Come on, it's so easy." I was like, "Dude, if you do it, it's like I don't want to hear from you."
No, if it was so easy, first of all, if it was so easy, they would do it themselves, which it's not. Yeah. But it's also about execution.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not lazy. Like sometimes it's not. Oh, sorry, I'm fixing my camera setting because you talked about my brightness. I'm trying to fix my camera settings, but it's not lazy. It's also like, it's lazy. I was gonna say it's not
most of the time.
It's fucking lazy. I'm sorry. It's like, we're just gonna call it what we're gonna call it. Is they don't want to do it, but they think they know how to do it. That's the problem. The problem is they think they know.
It's funny. I meet a lot of people who like, "Hey, I've done a lot of research on resumes," and I'm like, "Okay, attach your resume," and it's like clear that it's like, no, you did not. It's like you did not do any sort of research because it's like this is like bad. And then I'll tell them, be like, look, you gotta. But then I get some other people. I'll be like, hey, what's the current status? And they'll say, hey, I did XYZ. I did this, and then I'll fill in the gap because it's like people help those who help themselves.
100%. Sorry, I'm trying to change the color, and I'm like, I don't know what's more purple right now in this lighting because it's super white.
Here. Would you ever try another color?
So, if I actually put my pictures up here, you guys would laugh. Okay, that looks more purple. I had red. I've had brown hair. I'm actually a blonde, so I'm a blonde, like born in like everything, as a blonde. And so, I've had red, I've had brown, I've had almost black, and I've had like all different shades of blonde. But like, I don't know. Like I was gonna do pink. I did lavender before this, and then just became like it evolved into this purple. But am I frozen on your screen right now? Just out of curiosity.
You're as frozen as can be. I mean, it's a cool pose.
It's not. Look at my face. I don't know what I'm doing right there. It's because I went to my camera settings. So hopefully,
so I sent you a message. Let me know if you want to come on. We're supposed to get on. Yeah, so Liam, he's gonna answer in like 30 seconds because there's a slight delay. But yeah, if you want to come on, love to have you.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you talking to me? I was like, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm having a conversation with the picture right now.
Don't get mad.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Okay.
No.
There's my color settings, and so
like for me, it's like, look, it's all about having fun. It's all about that stuff. So I'm, like I said, to me, it's all good. So
Liam, Liam on. 1 second. I'm gonna come.
I'm just waiting for a response. Okay, Liam's running downstairs, so I sent the link. Hey, Future, do you want to come on? Let me know. I'll send you a message. Let me send Future a message. Cool. All right, you are back.
Yeah. And I'm also purpler. You're welcome. See, I changed
more purple.
I changed the settings, and then my computer decided to freeze. My bad. So, no, what I was going to say, We were talking about people, right? We were talking about them working and what they're doing.
Yeah, no, and hey, howdy, hashtag joyful Diana's here, dancing Diana. Yeah,
Ooh.
no, I mean yeah, it's a lot of times it's like, we've all been there where it's like, hey, we need help, but typically it's not like you don't just go, hey, I need help to like people you don't know, and also you can't ask questions that require a book as an answer. Like if it
No,
takes like
that's the thing. Like you're taking advantage past a certain point, and that's what
Yeah.
we were talking about that earlier with one of my friends. It's like I tell people I give away a lot of my secrets for free.
Yeah.
You can have
Yeah.
all of these like things that are available to you, all of it. Here,
Yeah.
take all the information. But like I laughed. Do you watch Jonathan Palmar? He's funny. So he was
Yeah, he has some good videos.
that video
I
that he
like
was saying though, that he gives away his secrets for free because people like to go DIY stuff, and it's like the number one thing is to go DIY something, but then people realize how much is involved in the DIY.
Yeah.
And he's never afraid that his job's threatened because like people come back and go, oh shit, I can't actually do that. So
No, it's not easy. It's a lot of things are easier than it looks, and it's like if you could do it yourself, you would do it yourself.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. If you could do it yourself, you would do it yourself. It's the reason why I could paint my house myself. Do I want to? Is the question? No, I'd rather have somebody come in and paint it for me. You know what I mean? So,
And the other thing is you should value what other people bring to the table. What they're
Always.
good at, and then you just learn a lot. Hey,
I
Shiplop, I'm from Bangladesh too. Nice to see you. And so Future, I sent you the link. Go click on and see if you can get yourself in. Would love to have you. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, how many connections are you at? Or followers? What are you at?
I'm like closer to 2,000. I started
Nice.
in January, and I haven't been as active as everybody like I could be to be obsessively following like for followers. I've tried to create that organic following because I just think that was more important to me. And that's funny, right? So talking about connections and followers, people honestly always ask me like how I get so many messages. Because I get a lot of messages. I have just as many messages as a lot of my friends that have twice, 3 times, or 4 times followers.
No, if you're active, even at low levels, you get a lot of messages.
And
that's
people
with 2,000 to 3,000, huge amounts of messages.
I've engaged. For me,
engage.
That's my number one thing
I
tell anybody. People don't like. They're like, well, how do you get such good connections? I'm like, because I just go and engage. Like I just don't even. Somebody seeing out of my realm, I just talk to them.
Thoughtful engagement is like it's a simple formula that just works. It's
I mean, it's how you are my friend. It's how Brian is my friend. Anthony, like you're awake at the time I am, so I'm always like, oh, this guy has lives, so why not like click on it and see what's going on? And so I just engage in your lives. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Sure. I've never understood the standoffishness that people have about a video, like, and they can't comment. I'm like, why? Comment, like, make comments.
Yeah. Honestly, I find that some of my best connections I've made it through people who have watched my live. It's and that's like another secret. So see, I give away the secrets on the live because it's
you totally do.
and it's like, okay, cool. Just say, hey, you referenced this, you saw I mentioned it, and it's like, look, fair. Like if people are doing their part, I'll guide them along the way, and it's
for sure.
It's just typically that's what it's about. You can't say yes to every because what I find. I find we have time. But we have time for the people that we want to make time for. We don't have time for the people that we don't want to make time for, the things that we don't want to make time for. And it's as simple as that. And just be the type of person that people want to make time for.
I agree. I think we talked about that on a post you had a while back. I was like, you literally give away so much to people for free that if they were just paying attention to what you wrote and they were reading it and actually like taking the time to think about it for a few minutes before they said something, they'd have the answers.
Yeah. So Stephen Lou says, I made a lot of connections and friendship through comments on my video. Steven, I haven't commented in yours. I haven't seen you on my feed. So sorry about that. Hey, what's up, Jay? I'm going to have him on my podcast. So thanks. I appreciate you, Jay, and looking forward to, it's just like and I think that opening message is really powerful when the opening message you send someone and the opening response. Cause I feel like a lot of people, now what I stop responding to people who just say hi.
Because they don't go anywhere. After you say hello back to them, anywhere. They don't even try to say like,
oh, what's up? Finally.
Yo.
What's up? Hey. Nice to see you.
How's it going?
Good, man. Finally caught you.
My house isn't that big. I move slower than I used to.
It's all right. It happens. So
You're
Steve,
gonna just be like me and have 2 margaritas before this live. Don't tell anybody.
it's all right. No one knows.
No one will tell. I will tell no one.
If they knew me, if they were my friends, they'd be like, Marisa, did you have a margarita before this? Yes, I did.
I know. I'm always like this. So
No, I just meant like all over. I feel I'm like I'm all
yeah.
over.
No, Jay says I've been trying to be more engaging on LinkedIn, and honestly, engaging on LinkedIn has
Good.
changed like my life. I will say that. So I started being active in February of 2019,
Oh wow.
and since then it's like I think I'm like at almost 21, and it's like I've seen, it's funny. I've also seen the growth of people. Like I've seen people when they were at 20K and now at 1.8 million. I've seen people at like, when they're at 20 and now whatever. So I know how they got their growth. I know what they did. I know the backstory. So one day, if you ever have gossip, that stays behind the scenes.
Or there's
But,
people like me that you didn't even know they existed until however many months ago. And I think, how did we connect? An event, right? Wasn't it an event, Janai? Like,
did you come to the LinkedIn local?
I did, and because Christopher Nesbitt's been
You
like
have purple hair, so obviously that stands out.
but Christopher and I,
yeah,
he's been like a day one connection of mine, and he's always been just like a good supporter of stuff or whatever. And so I was like, I always want to support people that are, if people are in your corner from day one, like you should be one of their avid supporters. Like I just feel like that's what I like.
100%. Anybody who's been connected, I find like from 2,000 to 3,000 connection. Like I've been like following them, and like they'll be like, hey, like every once in a while, like a month, I'll go be like, hey, thanks for the like, because it's just cool, right? It's like, hey, it's good to see their story, like where they end up, where they go, and but so enough. Liam, it's your turn.
I was going to say, Liam,
the mic. I'm giving you the mic.
What are we talking about? What do we got?
It's relaxed. It's just relaxed.
Marisa, I didn't know if the hair was colored or not colored. So when you were talking about it and saying that it was,
it's real. This is real, like electric purple, midnight purple. If you can tell.
Purple's good. Like purple. Purple's a good look. Just hanging out. I haven't been going live often enough. Junaid, you're on here like twice a day. I'm like, if I can
look, let me tell you.
I can do once a week.
Let me tell you. This is the trick. You just go live a lot here and there, and people just assume you're always live. It's just funny. I'm telling you, it's like
you've been live in July.
Let me check my back end.
You do 1 or 2 times a week, Junaid.
1 or 2. It's typically been 1 or 2 times a week.
Yeah, because
and then twice today. Yeah.
So it is just perception, huh? Perception.
I'm telling you, perception is reality. People like, people like you never sleep. But it's like, have you ever seen me comment from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m.? No, never. You don't see me, but it's just one of those fun. Let me see. Let me check on the back end.
You never comment in the morning. Janai will never leave you a comment in the morning.
No.
Yesterday I did because I slept at 7:30 a.m. No, you know what?
For one time it happened.
I'm gonna tell you, I went live 3 times in July. 1 was yesterday, 1 was today, twice, and that's it.
Huh? I definitely thought it was more than that.
And then June was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh wow! So you just.
But there was a time I was like 2 to 3 times, and I'd hit like 3 to 4 hours each time. And then people just don't forget.
That's
yeah.
Like think about it. Regardless of how slow Usain Bolt is, he'll always be fast in people's eyes, right?
Are you relating yourself to you?
No. I'm just saying that he'll always have the perception of being fast, right?
Is
like
Shania Usain Bolt now? Like, are we?
No.
Like,
No. I'm not Usain Bolt. If I did 4 hours every day for like 4 months straight, then that's a different story. But
isn't that Brian though now? Because Brian, that's what Liam's talking about. Brian's the guy that goes live all the time now. Brian,
yeah.
Well, as soon as he got it, I mean, he's been waiting for a long time for it, right? So now he's like, he was on it the other day with the guy from LinkedIn, like talking about, that guy was like an enterprise customer success guy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I gotta watch that. They have there's a lot of good insight
in that one conversation. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I know enterprise customer relationship manager, and she told me a lot of things.
It's super fascinating, dude. So I've been pestering Ryan Roslansky about groups because this past week, like I've been wanting to start a group on LinkedIn for a really long time, and I just haven't, because all the groups I've ever been in have never given any engagement at
Yeah.
all.
They're not.
Did-
I wish LinkedIn did groups like Facebook. Like if LinkedIn could do groups like Facebook does, that's the only reason I have a Facebook is because I have a group over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I could move it to LinkedIn, I would in a heartbeat. Like instantly, I just be like, all right, bring it over to LinkedIn, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
shut
yeah.
down my Facebook and never see it ever again.
Yeah.
So I have like, I put a poll up last week, and like I asked
Yeah.
what's the best platform for it, and
Facebook is groups.
70% of people were like, we want to do it on LinkedIn, but then
Yeah.
all of the conversations was like, it's all in Facebook because it's just where the engagement happens. LinkedIn doesn't have
Yeah.
any groups, and it's just baffling to me. So I've been going back and forth with Roslansky in messaging, and I'm like, I want to see if like I can somehow convince them to change
I
things.
mean, I want to start a Facebook group.
I
that's-
wish.
Yeah. I'm gonna start a
I'm with Marisa. The only reason that I ever
Yeah.
go to Facebook is for that purpose, which
Group.
is
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
You know, Shay Rowbottom, who's like the queen of LinkedIn, she has a Facebook group because of
Yeah.
the thing. Like she shares LinkedIn tips on Facebook because LinkedIn groups suck. Like it's like this is
Oh, does she have one? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a group.
Yeah,
All of them
like
have
if
groups.
she can't make a group
right.
work,
Like, you can't get a group on LinkedIn. You can't get a group on
no
LinkedIn.
way that I'm gonna do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do it.
Crazy.
But it sucks. I wish we could transfer
So-
it over.
So Jillian started the same time as me. She's Australia. She's at 27K.
She has so many.
Hey Glenn,
I
nice
know.
to
I need to
Gerard.
about it.
Hey Glenn, nice to see you. My Venmo is at no degree, so if anybody wants to contribute to the show, look. Once I make enough money, I'm gonna go live like 2-3 times a week and live up to the perception. It's just like, unfortunately, I have work to do.
I
and
have
things
to work.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the rest of us do too.
Yeah. No, but you know, if I got enough money to like, you know, if you got like 1,000 people paying you $2-3, I'd go live all the time,
It's totally
Hours a
yeah,
day.
absolutely.
hours a day.
Dude, Dave
Exactly.
Gerhardt. Dave
That's
Gerhardt
awesome.
has 1,000 or 1,100 Patreon
Yeah.
subscribers, and they pay him $10 a month, just for like
Yeah.
all those copywriting marketing quips, right? And I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
wait, does that mean that? Yeah, that means that's how much he's making every month.
And
Holy
then he
shit.
has a salary too on top of that.
yeah,
he
a
gets
really,
paid well,
a really good one, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Dave Gerhardt.
He's a marketing guy.
Oh, okay. I was
You know,
like,
I met him
wait,
in person, right?
I-
At a marketing conference. I met him
Oh,
in
really?
person. I
When
got
he
his
was-
book.
When he was at Drift or when he was at Privy?
Drift. When he was at Drift. Yeah. I met him.
I feel like anybody who's in the LinkedIn or podcast space is like for a while there was talking about Joe Rogan, right? Like all of us were like, Joe Rogan did this. So now the rest of us can try and figure out how the fuck we're going to do it too.
Well, you know, Joe Rogan did it. He started in 2009. That's
I
when he
know.
started.
and
A lot of
like,
people
all
don't
of us
realize
have
it.
our growth period too.
And then,
Hey,
you know, you
that's
got to know
10
the
years.
history. How he had who's the guy? Who's calling me on WhatsApp? I don't even know who this person is calling. Okay. But yeah, Joe Rogan had who's the first guy? Do you know the Rogan history? There's like a guy, Brian Redband.
Yes.
That was him, right? Redband and no. So yeah, Brian Redband, and they saw a different
was.
thing. It was Brian Redband, and then I think Joe Rogan wanted to take it seriously, and then Brian different directions, and now it's young Jamie. So yeah, I mean, my dream is to get on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
Is Joe Rogan on LinkedIn?
No,
all
Joe
of us are
Rogan is like
No. It's funny, dude. No famous people, like no famous.
no. Jennifer
people.
Lopez is on LinkedIn.
Huh?
We
Jennifer
can all
Lopez.
go with Gary Vee. He's on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Jennifer Lopez is on LinkedIn.
The
Who
famous
else? There's
people are on TikTok.
You know who else? Do you know Amir Khan, the boxer?
Yeah.
He's on LinkedIn. He has like 30 something K. There's another one.
Oh
Who's
yeah.
the guy? It's another heavyweight boxer. Around Lennox Lewis's time. I forgot. One
Joel,
of them.
hi, Joel.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Joel? Nice to see you. And yeah, I mean, there are some you search for it and you'll see. And the
Right.
guy who knocked out Roy Jones is on here. Who gave him his
I
first
feel like
loss.
I should already know these because I actually like box, and so I should know that.
Yeah. So the guy, I forgot his name. Damn, I'm forgetting all these names. But the guy who I'm connected to him, and then he'll provide commentary. But yeah, I mean, there are a decent amount of people who are like sort of under the radar on LinkedIn.
Right? It's like if we could cross over the LinkedIn people to Instagram, then there'd be some magic right there.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's always interesting how different people have their different platforms. Some people are big here, not big there.
For sure.
Tim Tebow.
Says Tim.
Oh,
He is. That's right. Tim Tebow is huge on LinkedIn. I forgot.
Oh, he is, and Andre Iguodala
Yes.
has
Oh,
a decent amount of followers.
a bunch of elite sports folks are on LinkedIn now.
Yeah, the ones who turn speakers and coaches, they definitely come on. It's a smart.
We're all just talking about this. Liam's over there like,
no, I'm with. I saw Joel's post. Adam Posner's on here.
Yeah. Joel
Joel
and Adam have a amazing. And you know the thing is, let me tell you something. So I was at a LinkedIn local when things were all right with Adam Posner, right? And then Adam Posner, I think, took a picture of me in the crowd, and Joel texted that picture of me from Adam. Like, so it was just funny. So he texted a picture of me from Adam while I was at the LinkedIn local.
Oh my God,
I texted Joel the picture of Adam speaking. It's just funny stuff.
I told Adam that he reminds me of Jimmy Kimmel.
His show is so good. His late night live, dude, it's so good, so prepared. It is like a Jimmy Kimmel.
And he's very good at the production aspect. I'm not like a creative. I'm like an operations grunt. So I don't have a lot of creative bone in my body, but he's got all the graphics lined up, and he's got like everything lined up for the week. People's cartoon faces up there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Look, I can just show up. I can't do any of the other stuff.
That's
I can just show up.
Yeah.
You guys are giving me no hope. I as a lowly LinkedIn user, who just on the spur of the moment decided to apply for LinkedIn Live. We'll see. It probably won't happen because thousands of people have applied.
It's random.
Yeah.
It's really random.
Yeah, because
it took me 2 months.
I watch, and there are people that are like as interesting as watching wet paint dry, and I'm like.
But look, you know what I'll tell you?
Joke. I'm like, how did you get LinkedIn Live? You're I'm asleep right now, literally.
You know what the thing is? A lot of people, they'll get it and they think like, oh my God, it's work. It's what a lot of people don't get it. It's not just you go live and all of a sudden people come watch you and all of a sudden, and it used to be a lot easier because there was a time like I used to get like 40 to 60 and then I guess like the hype that and not everyone gets the notification. So I got to turn into an email list. If anybody wants the notifications, send me a message. I'm going to start building an email list. So then I could let people know, hey, I'm live.
Yeah, I know. Because I see it sometimes later on and I'm like, oh, darn. Okay. I'll have to watch that right now. So,
or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should.
I haven't got turned down yet, Joel. I'm like preemptively preparing that, it might happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then Joel, you got to get on.
I'm just fortunate that I do lots of videos and like do webinars and stuff like that. So maybe that'll push me over the edge. We'll see.
Joel was the first guy that I went first time I went live was with Joel.
Smart move.
And just because I've been following him since January. And we had a really good conversation. It was good. But like then I don't know. It's weird. Like I don't feel as natural doing it as you do, Junaid or Brian. Or Gabriel, dude, Gabriel's on here all the time.
Gabriel's a beast.
Gabriel does it every night, five times a week, maybe.
Gabriel does it a lot, and he has good guests, good topics, and he does like some good topics. I like that. Joel. It was funny. Every time Joel and I talk on the phone, it's like an hour.
Yeah,
Joel and I talk. Let me see if I actually.
I think Joel was one of my first connections. Like when I re-entered like LinkedIn, Joel was one of my first connections, and he was so genuine and almost like I like.
No, Joel is the real deal.
He's super genuine, and I like that he's not perfect. Like my favorite. Okay, so my favorite people that I like to watch live are people that are not perfect. I know that some people love like production quality and all these things, and I appreciate that. I really do. But I think I've always gravitated towards programs and like shows and stuff that don't have that perfectionist element to them because it makes you feel super connected to people. I feel like that vulnerability and the rawness of people is more relatable. You can look at them as a human being and they're not on a pedestal. And you're just like, like me, we have the same type of problems.
All right, look. So look, that clearly says
it does.
Joel LG. And now look. So quickly his thing. I didn't change the screen. I'm gonna go to history. Boom. Look at this.
Jay, yes. I think do all of us have YouTube? Liam, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do. So look at that.
But it's like
these are serious calls. 53.
I love
16,
it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed call.
So yeah, you see these are serious calls. Do any of you have YouTube channels? Yeah, if you search up
Yeah.
No Degree, let me.
I was
go
like,
find-
all of it. I think all of us do.
So all these videos go to YouTube.
That's where mine go.
That's where I have it. You know, you used to do two. You know, I think I'm the reason why you can't do two LinkedIn channels at the same time. Because I used to be able to.
broke it.
Yeah, you know, I was able to stream on my LinkedIn and my company page.
And
then
so
I-
you're hacking it.
Then I
And
lost.
damn.
Yeah, then they're like, "Yo, what is this guy doing?" And then they just sort of ended it, and it's just one of those things. So, yeah. So look, I'm gonna drop my YouTube channels. Look, I have like every subscriber helps, and I'm gonna start learning how to edit videos and stuff. I'm at 12 subscribers, so any of you, if I could get to 14 by tonight, I'll be extremely happy. Drop
I'll
my
add
link.
you. I'll add you later.
Yeah. So no, I appreciate each and every one of you. I mean, so what do you now? Obviously, we're at a stable state in terms of we have an idea of how things are gonna look, right? Now it's not as much of a surprise. We know, like, hey, things are getting worse. How are you guys sort of taking this, and what are your plans? How are you adjusting?
Who wants to go first?
You go ahead, Marissa. You were here first, so you go first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Liam. That gives you more time to think. So I know how this goes. So for me, in all honesty, I'm kind of living in your realm right now, Junaid, but like I do professional event planning and management, and I started realizing that virtual events was quickly the way to go to flip. He's like, yep, to flip the script and just, but I do events in general. So like it's now we're creating virtual experiences. Like I've always lived. So for the last like 12 to 15 years, I don't like to date myself. We'll just put that range right there so people can figure out how old I am. I've done like trade shows and marketing and brand ambassadorship. And so I've been a part of a variation of different types of events. And so for me, I've always liked to create an experience for the end user. It's never just been about selling something. It's always been about selling the idea or the experience of something, because I feel like that creates a much more impactful experience for somebody. So if you can walk away from something and say, wow, I'm mystified by that brand or that person, and I'm never going to forget this experience they created for me. That's what I like to do for people. So I am one of those people, like with my events and the way I create like virtual experiences, is I invite them into this. Like we create this invitation, this atmosphere. There's like, I mail things out. You're a part of it. We have special things when you enter, like there's if we're having like a dinner, there's going to be a bartender in the corner that's set up that can talk to you about walking me through cocktails that match the dinner. Like I just want to create an experience that you don't forget. And I think that sets people up for more success, right? With whatever it is that they're doing. So we've kind of pivoted a little more in that way. So
yeah, I mean, and we have the same platform, so if
of
you
course.
ever have questions, let me know. I can definitely guide you. Jorge asked, which is the best software to edit videos for LinkedIn? If you do phone, I think InShot is a pretty free.
I like
it's pretty good. On desktop, if you go Premiere
Pro.
Yeah, so I just got my license. I got my business license for it yesterday, so I'm gonna learn Illustrator, Premiere Pro, all that stuff.
I'm gonna give a user hack to everybody right now for Premiere.
What's the hack?
You have children that are in school. You can get the student pricing for Premiere Pro for all the Adobe programs, everyththing for a year.
So, yeah, so I didn't do that because I was like, look, sometimes they catch you if you start.
My
selling.
daughter's in school. She's in high school. 100% these programs. So I'm like, what are they going to catch?
They had a sale yesterday. That's why it was $20 off the business license. So I was just like, all right, let me lock in this price. But yeah,
I locked in that price because it's like 50% off for the full year for all the Adobe products, Premiere Pro, every single thing.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
500 or 250.
Nice. Yeah, no, it makes. So Liam, I forgot the question I even asked, but how are you sort of preparing? How are you sort of preparing?
I don't know, man. I mean, I have I have a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old. And so like the last 4 months have been crazy. And they're starting to get back to normalcy a little bit in terms of like, we're just getting accustomed to having them around. Right. And then they're going to go back to daycare in August. I think for me, the biggest thing that's going to be interesting, the biggest thing that I've observed about how things have changed is just, I didn't realize how much of my time was wasted in a car. Right. I commuted for 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh man, I feel bad for you.
And so, and like, and just like your whole stress level at home, like the whole morning, get ready, get out of the door, get the kids to daycare, drive to the office, get to the office by 9:30. And then you have to bounce out of the office at 5 and then go pick the kids up and get them home. Like I grill like 4 days a week now because we're already home. We're already at the backyard. We're hanging out. Like my wife just brings out a bunch of chicken. I throw it on the grill, like put the kids in the bath time earlier. So like our lives are so much easier now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I realized it. Like I mean, I think that was one of the things for
That
me.
commute is draining, man.
Yeah, and like it was the rat race. You're a part of it. It's life. You go through it. You experience it, and you're like, this is what it is. And then for 5 months you go without that, and it's like, okay, like you know, the kids are around more, so we've replaced one inconvenience with another.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like you're realizing that there are other ways to get things done, and I think like. The other thing that's interesting is people like us who are early adopters of technology. I'd say like we're early adopters of technology. Like we think that other people are there and they're not.
No, they're not.
And so the fact that this is happening like is forcing people to adopt technology faster than they would otherwise.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to have a pretty big shift on the way the business operates. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean it has to. Because I saw this one thing. It was just like how you had all these people who said, "Oh, we can't do this. We can't work from home from this." And I find, you know, in addition to people, most people in businesses will do what they have to do, right? It's not like because I remember when I used to work at a company a long time ago, like there was like, you know, someone said, "Yeah, the boss doesn't like us working from home," and now it's like they have no choice, and I find it beautiful because now they have to adjust.
Yeah.
And it's just like these people who, yeah, I don't know, Adam. I don't know. I'm not sure why you don't get my notification. I guess I gotta do, I don't know, email and all that stuff. But yeah, it's, you know what? One thing, what do you do when you drive? Do you just drive or do you listen to podcasts?
No, I mean, the one thing I do miss is like I used to Audible a book a week.
Okay.
And now I don't because like I have other stuff
Yeah.
going on, or like I really just replaced LinkedIn for Audible.
Yeah. Not a bad replacement.
No, it's not at all. It's been awesome, but yeah, definitely. I went from when I discovered Audible. I mean, I don't have a really solid attention span, so I don't read a lot of books. Never read a lot of books, and then when I got an Audible subscription, like I was just cranking through books. I
Do you listen on like 1.5 speed or something like that?
Yeah, I usually do 1.5 or 1.7, and
1.7.
it's funny because my wife, like, if I ever leave like Spotify,
It's like going so fast. She's like, "What the
and
hell?"
we're like driving somewhere, and it's just like Alvin and the Chipmunks on my Audible, and she's like, I can't understand how you listen to this without like raising your blood pressure and having a heart attack.
No,
But
you know, the thing is you adjust to it because first you do 1.2 and then 1.2 you get used to it, 1.3, 1.5. I find that after 1.7, then that's when it's like, all right, I gotta slow it back down.
two's a bit much.
I have a friend that does it on 2, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like 2 is like my brain's going a little bit too much. I like 1.7 is the max for me. Yeah, two is like I talk fast too, and I'm like 2 is like I don't remember what you just said at the beginning of your sentence.
You know, so
You don't retain it as well either.
yeah, I used to drive a lot, and before obviously all this, and the one thing I would say the one big difference is like podcasts definitely changed my life because I used to like there were some days I'd drive like 6 hours, and that's not common. It was just like, hey, hour here, hour there, errand here, errand there, going here. It just adds up, and it's like the thing about driving is you just lose 6 hours, and then so like podcasts and like I don't do Audible, but there's always, and it's good because it was just like now I could focus on this time. I would listen to just so I think especially now it's just it's always good to sort of use that time where you can't do anything else because that music just gets old, right? It's not like as productive.
Yeah, I always end up listening to the same stuff over and over again. Anyways, like I don't have that's how I know I'm not young anymore because like like if I play the pop or the hip hop stuff, like I'm like, this feels very foreign to me. This is not not Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre. It's not Metallica or Guns N' Roses. Like it's very different than what I'm used to. So I just end up listening to the same stuff on repeat.
Yeah. No, I mean, once in a while I'll still be in the mood for music, but I definitely just love podcasts.
Yeah, I do miss like there
Place.
was something about just having the alone time in the
Yeah,
car.
it is peaceful.
It's nice, but I also didn't have highway drives. Like a lot of people have highway drives. Like I'm back roads drives.
Oh,
Back
that's
roads drives
different.
are kind of nice.
Yeah,
'Cause you're
yeah.
still moving, right? But highway drives are brutal, especially in this area. Like I live outside of Washington D.C. Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
No, I mean long highway drive sometimes daily the same long highway drive. It like,
Brutal.
I mean the one thing I would do is like I'd put on an episode of Joe Rogan if I had like a 2-3 hour drive because he
I
has
can
those
always stay
episodes.
awake to Joe
You know,
Rogan. Like, yeah.
Once he gets a good guest that isn't like spouting nonsense, you
Right.
know, it's some very good. You get some very good episodes.
Totally.
What's your favorite Joe Rogan episode?
Well, I'm a big UFC fan, so George St. Pierre.
Okay.
Oh,
That one,
GSP.
GSP. So I want to get him on my podcast. I almost got his autograph. I was so close. I almost got his autograph.
Nice.
So I got. So that's like one of my dream guests.
Where
George
were
St.
you?
Pierre. So he came to New York City. You know, they do the UFC
Yeah.
conferences. So
Yeah.
he, it was one of those things. So I got like everyone else's. Like, look, I met John Jones. I don't know if you're a fight fan, but I met John Jones, Anderson Silva. I got pictures with him. So I got like, I met Dana White, but GSP. I was just like, my friend got his autograph. But I was like, damn it. But GSP is like a dream guest of mine. I'm actually having Demetrius Johnson, the Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
So I'm having him on my podcast. So we're gonna coordinate that. So it's so that's cool. But yeah, so I gotta listen to that episode. And Matthew Walker, he wrote How We Sleep or Why We Sleep.
So that probably resonated with you.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just one of those things that I mean I can
Because
It's just one of
genetic sleep.
yeah. No, it's just one of those things that a lot of people really discount all the effects. A lot of people are like, yeah, I can get by in 4 to 6 hours, and they were like, the amount of people that can actually not have any adverse health effects without, it's like less. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than have the ability to be able to sleep 4 hours and not have any adverse effects.
Right. No,
Right.
that's absolutely true. So
It's all these people who say they sleep 4 hours and they're 5 hours and fine, but they're the ones who like snap and they treat people like crap at work. And it's like, no, you don't. You just are allowed to get away with it just because
Right.
of how corporate is structured.
I think, I'm your science person. So one of my favorite one is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, he went to my high school?
What?
I went to the same high school as him.
Yeah.
And I was captain of the wrestling team, and he was captain of the wrestling team. So I want to meet him. Oh, my sister went to the same school, and she was in the same year. She was like a year or two younger as Neil deGrasse Tyson's daughter.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm like obsessed with that episode because I loved
No,
sitting there hearing him discount just so many people's false beliefs. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, thank God. Thank you for like science. Thank you. Like,
I was listening to. You guys know Jordan Harbinger? He's a podcaster, pretty big. He's on LinkedIn.
yeah, I was gonna
connect with
say
him.
he's on LinkedIn.
Connect with him. He's 15,000. He's still accessible, accepting stuff. So just send a personalized request. But yeah, he had Bill Nye on, and
That's awesome.
I like him because he just shuts down, and they like make fun of flat earthers and how they like, hey, why don't you guys get to the end of the earth and take your picture because you guys can't because it's not it's just funny. I like how he's approach to science and all that.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, so what's the goal with the live show? Like, what was the goal with the live show, Liam, for you?
Yeah, Brian.
I didn't even have one. I literally was. I'm just a LinkedIn nerd, right? And I like spend a lot of time on here. I doubled down on LinkedIn in the beginning of January.
Smart move.
And it was great. And so then I just like was like, all right, well, I'll see what Live's about. And then I applied for it, and I wrote this really long, like, passionate like request for Live, and then I got it. And then I was like, oh shit, like I gotta figure out what to do with this. So I've been doing like one a week, basically.
That's a good.
Brian's giving me shit for going to bed too early.
I'm gonna say new/old. He's old for like Dana and Brian, like old buddies, old friends, but new for me.
But yeah, I basically I want, my thing with Live is like I want to have normal conversations like these ones with people that are, to break the stigma of like people being themselves on LinkedIn, because I think that like there are tons of people that are like doing a lot of programming and like, you know, have a lot of like, and that's great. That's awesome. But like, I think that people need to start treating LinkedIn like a networking event.
Yeah.
And like, it's just meeting new people, talking to each other and
supporting each other. I think that goes a long way. Oh,
that was the
let me go
topic
on
I sent you. That was the topic I sent you in the inbox. I was like, networking the right way, like because that's how Junaid and I are friends from networking.
Yeah. So let me go on a mini rant.
Oh, here we go.
Sweet.
Mini rant. So there are a lot of people who I used to support, right? Who I stopped supporting because if you only get 5 likes and like 2 comments, and you don't even support those people who give you the 5 likes and 2 comments, and you repeatedly post, you're garbage. You know, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's one thing if you get like 30 comments and all that stuff. It's hard, right? Once you start getting above it. But if you only get like 2 comments, let me tell you, when I started and I used to get like whatever, 10 likes and whatever, every person that liked, I'd go and give them 4 likes and like 2 comments. And I did that. Like I did that for a month, you know, as I grew. And people wonder like, why do you get that? It's like, look, anybody who supported me, regardless of how big I got, I supported them back. Now, obviously, if I get like, you know, I get like 200 likes, I can't go do 4 likes. I'll be on LinkedIn like all week. But you know, I like watch like, hey, look, I'll do the best effort, and you know, once in a while I'll spend an hour and a half responding to every comment on the post. Like that's how long it takes me, only because every comment is unique. Once you get like 200, 150 plus, and you go for every comment unique, it takes, and it's because it physically takes an hour and a half. Not I think of the comment right away, but it's literally, hey, going click and refreshing. Yep. But yeah,
I appreciate that though, because like I know those days when you're going back and like commenting on people's stuff, because like in mine it'll be like a bunch of Junaid like comment. I'm like, okay, so he's batching out right now. He realizes like he's gonna go talk to like Liam. He's gonna go probably drop like 12 things over at him, and he's gonna like for a few people here and there. He's gonna do it like daily, and I think that I appreciate that too. I'm sure Liam does too. You know that he's busy, and then all of a sudden he finally caught up during the week on some of your content, and so I'm like, but I still appreciate that. I always make it a comment to know, or like a point to know that you did that. I know I don't have as many people as you do, but I don't want to get to that point where I'm like so jaded or so cool that I can't recognize. Like we were talking about it. I had it when I was at dinner. That's why I had margaritas, but I was talking about it with my friend. Like I never want to get to the point where I don't treat the CEO and the janitor the same way, right? You never want to be at that point in your life that you're not treating the janitor.
You know the janitor on LinkedIn? Nick Lozana.
That's right.
Yeah, the janitor.
But I mean, I was that person though in like school, and I don't know if you were too. I was that person in school that never treated the janitor disrespectful. Like my mom never told me to do that. I didn't put trash on the floor in front of them. I saw other people do that. I would always like put my stuff away. And
the janitors have the coolest conversations.
That's right. And the same thing with like the person that's the top dog. But at the same time, you also never know who's that person. So if you're treating all of those people differently, then that's your bad, right? Like you should be looking at as everybody is important. So.
No, you know, it's funny. So in my undergrad, I didn't go in a couple of years. I saw the janitor still like, he was like, hey, what's up? You know, just a very friendly, just nice guy. It's just, and that's what's important, you know, just being able to treat each other nicely. And that's what life is about. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite, have you guys heard the story about the CEO of Charles Schwab? Not like actual Charles Schwab, but the CEO that runs the company. When he's interviewing senior level executives, the last round of interviews, he takes them to breakfast.
Yeah.
And he does that so that he can see, and then before he goes, he tells the waiter or
mess up their order
and see how they react.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hire them if they don't react positively. Like if they start treating the waiter like crap, then he doesn't hire them.
No, I mean, I think that's good.
It's amazing.
Because it's the worst, like, when you go, thankfully I have good friends, but I still remember in high school, I remember all of us went to dinner, and this waiter was so, like the waiters that are so good that you have like a table of 10 and you never know, but your water's always full and all that stuff. And we wanted to give an extra tip. The guy actually took out and gave us our money back because he would not let us tip more than a certain amount. And I was just like, how are you that? I don't know. It's just like,
I wouldn't have done that.
It's just like, come on. It's just like you just never look at them the same.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just treating waiters. And I mean, I was a waiter for just 3 days. So that's a story. That's the story my friends make fun of me about. It was like one of the. I'll go tell the story. I was in high school. It was like the summer or whatever or something like that. And I worked there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I worked like 27 hours those 3 days, right? And then I was like Sunday, I was like ready to get paid. I got like because I didn't actually get the tips, but one lady gave me like a $5 tip for a party because I was like, whatever. I'm not the actual. I'm a busboy, whatever the hell it's called. And I got $81, man. My friends just laughed at me. They were like, yo, that's $3 an hour. That's not even minimum wage. And they were just laughing at me. And then I never went back. But yeah, no, it's just, you should just treat people with respect. It just goes a long way.
I forgot what I was about to say something. So, Junaid, we were talking about jobs. We're talking about crazy jobs and people's starts or whatever. And I was talking about this earlier on a podcast. I did a podcast episode earlier today. And so I'm kind of like, when you ask me for a subject, normally I'm like, I'm ready. I will drop a matter at you. But I had a really great podcast, but it was a heavy podcast. And we were talking about stuff that people have done. What was the job that taught you the skills that you feel like you valued the most as you've moved on? Like that you got started with before you're at where you're at right now?
Honestly, it's tough because I learned a lot outside of work and outside of I learned a lot by reading and observing others. You know what? I would say just because I've always been like a tutor, I've always done things and I've always sort of worked for myself in some capacity. So I think that just helped because I was like, oh, how do I, as a tutor, I started at $10 an hour in the 10th grade. And then, now then, worked up and just, so that really taught me a lot, just saving up and being smart about it. And I think each job I worked at Popeyes for a summer, so that was always good. And I think you know what taught me a lot was just watching my father, because my father, he was a butcher I came here when I was 3 years old in 94. So my father came here before that. So he didn't see me when I was born because he was over here working, saving up money. So for my mom, but I learned a lot by watching him. So he was a butcher, he was a cab driver, he was a limo driver, and then he worked in a convenience store. Then the longest time since I remember is he was construction. So that's what he did. And just watching that, kind of seeing that aspect, I think really taught me a lot. I learned a lot by watching others. So that really would kind of just. That's why I'm grateful, because it's look, I can work from home, right? That's crazy. When you're growing up as a kid, work from home, right? It wasn't like that. So that's what taught me. I mean, what about you, Liam? What sort of taught you a lot of your values?
So for me, I mean, it was waiting tables was the job that taught me everything I know. Which is funny because you mentioned that you did it for 3 days. But I waited tables throughout high school and throughout college. And there's it's one of those jobs that I think everybody should have to do at some point in time. Mm-hmm. You learn how to put up with so much crap, and you learn how to multitask, and you learn how to deal with people who are really nice to you, and deal with people who, to our conversation earlier, think that you're lower than
garbage. Yeah.
Right. They treat you like crap, right? Just pour my water in my wine and get out of my face. So I learned a lot about that. It was also just learning how to be sort of compete with yourself and make sure that you're doing things the right way to make as much money as you can on tips, and learning about wine, making sure that you can upsell people on things. Those are all skills that you learn as a waiter. So those are the things. And then, I mean, to your point about learning from your parents, I had a really great relationship with my dad, still do. But growing up, we were more like brothers, and so he was.
That's awesome.
I got to see a lot about good work ethic and morals and earning your keep kind of thing. So that's where I get mine from for the most part. But yeah, the waiting tables thing was just always very educational for me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it is. Where'd you get yours, Marisa?
Oh man, so I've had a gamut of jobs, and I tell that to everybody. But my patience level and some different things came from. I mean, I started out I started out doing Easter seals in McDonald's. I worked for McDonald's back in the day,
Nice.
fast food. And I'll tell you something though, fast food will literally change your life when you're with your patience level. Like in high school, I
I
worked
feel
at-
so bad because
and
sorry
like,
if I. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
oh no, you're good. I don't care. I interrupt
Yeah,
people all the time. So people that do it just feels like my people.
Yeah.
No, I did fast food and then I worked in the liquor industry. I worked in alcohol for a long time. I did so many different things. I did everything from sales, brand ambassadorship to security. I did security and I was a bouncer for 10 years. And I also was a bartender for multiple years. So I think like I learned how to cultivate a patience for people that's beyond a patience for people.
Yeah.
Like you are literally a glorified babysitter at a bar. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Hurting, like I almost, and I was so glad that I got out of the industry because I had so much bitterness sometimes towards people because it was just like, you're lying to me. After being in
Yeah.
security, it was always like, everybody lies to you. They just do. They don't
Yeah.
even realize they're doing. Sometimes they don't even, they'll be like, it'd be like the liar, liar, you know? And they'd be like, the cup is pink or the cup is orange. And I'm like, it's fucking purple. Like, why are you telling me that? Like, I just saw you. And it usually has to do with like, I didn't do that. Right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but I'm not drunk and I just
Yeah.
saw you do that. So like now we have a problem.
Yeah.
But you know, I create, so I learned a lot of patience from that. And then I will say wild and firefighting taught me a lot. Wild and firefighting taught me so much about myself and grit and resilience and all that other stuff. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember, yeah, it's just crazy how people just treat people. Because look, even if things mess up, it's like, unless someone really messes up and is rude to you after messing up,
right.
It's just like, look, most people are not paid enough to deal with this. Just like, it's not a big deal. It's most things are not intentional. Like I remember once I was at Popeyes and I guess she would be classified as a Karen. The person gave her a bunch of ketchup and like one hot sauce packet. She went back. She was like, "Oh my God, you gave me a hot sauce packet. My kid would have like died." I don't know. She made it seem like her kid would have died. It's like, you as a mom should just look at the hot sauce packet and throw it away. That's it. Right? There's no complaint.
Yes.
It's just you get all these people who just have this level and they'll kind of look at you and it's like, you just feel so bad for the workers because it's like they sort of have to or else they're going to get in trouble or written up. And it's just crazy how some people, I really don't know why people end up like that.
You know what though? I think it's because people are so high strung, and like I think that is actually like kindness is going to be another thing that comes out of this whole COVID-19 scenario. Like I remember the first thing that my wife and I did when we found out that our kids' daycare was closing is we started a GoFundMe for the teachers.
Yeah, nice.
We raised like $18,000 for them.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
fantastic.
and then like I was thinking about like people that pick up our garbage and our recycling, and I was like, these people are going out every day picking up garbage and trash while everybody else is hiding in their house,
Right.
you know, from coronavirus. So I like taped 2 little thank you cards to the bins, and I had like a check for like $50 in there, and I just told them to check it, cash it, and write it. And I've never met the dude. Like I didn't go to my front door. They got like deadlines to hit, right? But just like thinking about other people in a way that you wouldn't think of them before is something that I think everyone is learning how to do. And I think people are just going to have to come out of this like realizing that humanity is more important than they ever thought before. And
No,
that's
100%.
a silver lining to it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of parents have realized, like, wow, teachers actually do a lot. They're like, what do teachers do? They just watch my kid, and then you try to teach your kid how to add, and then you end up getting frustrated after 12 minutes because your kid's not paying attention and they're on their phone or whatever. And it's like, it's not, and I think we need more of that. Just like, regardless of what someone does, it's like, don't like really diminish what they do or their jobs, and don't diminish them, right? Don't diminish the person that's doing the job because they're, like I said, it's one of those things. And I think one of the things that I have is just like, I have no shame. Like if I had to become whatever tomorrow to make money, I have no shame, right? I'm not above anything at this point, right? And especially it's like you see some of the jobs that other people have, and like I saw one guy, I think this was like, if you search up like worst job in the world, it's like this guy I'm from Bangladesh, this guy in Bangladesh who has to go in like sewage water with like, and you know, it was just like, so it's like, look, I don't have to do that. Any
Yeah.
job is better than that.
Absolutely. We can get on that gratitude platform about how many people are so ungrateful right now about some of the compliance things. And I'm like, but we are still blessed to not have to deal with some of the problems that we deal with, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm like, there are, like you say, I don't have to do what that guy does. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll do. Look, I'll do what I need to be a good citizen in society.
Absolutely.
I think that's just, and I think when you start thinking like that, it's just like that's when you can really come together to solve problems and get past disagreements, or else then it's just like two people just fighting each other and it just never gets anywhere.
Well, yeah, and I don't know. It like I said, it was that conversation for us. We were talking about how, especially with some of us who have a lot of us who have third world connections or came from a third world, like we know that the reality of the situation is that Americans, and I live in America. I live in a great country. I just also know Americans are all around selfish, and like we honestly feel like we're the only country in the world that exists with this whole problem. So this whole thing started because of us and has revolved around us. And I'm like, that's really not the way that it is, though. And so, you know, when you get to talk to people that don't live here and listen to what they're doing and how amazing they're being about it, I'm like, and we don't have any of the same issues, and yet they're like, they have no issue with it. And I'm like, I think it just has to come down to that gratitude piece, that piece where we're grateful and blessed to live here, and it's not about entitlement. There's no appreciation, right? Like this is a blessing and a privilege, right? It's become an entitlement piece. And I'm like, that's the issue that I have with people with that. You feel entitled to do that instead of feeling like, wow, this is such a blessing and a privilege for us to even be here doing this.
No, I mean, even in this time and age, right? Look, if you think about it, if this happened 10, 12 years ago, internet connections weren't as fast. You didn't have Netflix. You didn't have any of these things.
If this happened, like, can you imagine going through this in like the 40s or the 50s?
Oh my God.
Like, I literally have had this conversation multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, we are so lucky that we have the internet, and that
even 2005, it's like,
you
don't have the internet like that. You'd be cable or something, but it's just, I can imagine 40s, 50s, 90s, 80s. It's just a totally different time.
That's right.
You know, now we're here just on like talking to people across the world. No phone card involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
so
no phone card for sure. Oh man.
If I don't feel comfortable going to the grocery store, I just go to Amazon and I order my food at 10 o'clock at night, and it's on my doorstep by 6 a.m. Like, we're super spoiled.
Because food delivery didn't start till like what? It's only like the last 3-4 years that it got
15 maybe. Yeah,
5 years. It's like not 2012. Like I remember in college.
Seamless and Grubhub were a thing maybe like 10 years ago.
It wasn't adopted the same. The infrastructure wasn't there. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't until like you got the Uber experience that things changed pretty drastically.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just interesting, and now it's like now you have like VR stuff, so it's like that.
I mean, and that's cool. But I mean, the cool thing about that flip side, right, is that, and I was talking about this with my my branding strategist, who's also a graphic designer and does like video game design and VR and stuff. And we were talking about how crazy it is that we are like 10 years advanced right now, even prior to what we were in tech, because COVID came around and people all of a sudden, like it started advancing technology even faster than we were already going, right? Like it forced some people into that innovation space that they were already in, but to like make those advancements even faster than we were already doing. So
yeah, I mean, it's just great. Cause look, even the ability to work from home as easily as you can, right? Like I have a gigabit connection. So it's like, think about it. I remember when I used to like have like dial up, and I used to like download like Game Boy games, and it was like the game was like 8 megabytes and no phones and you know all that stuff. And now it's like a gig, like a few seconds, and it's just I think gratitude.
Who's the oldest person on this call? Because I'm like, it's between me and Liam, I'm guessing. And
I'm 29. I'm 91.
I'm an 80s baby.
I'm an 80s baby as well. Early 80s. I'm an early 80s baby.
Prior 84. I'm an 84 baby. So
I'm the oldest.
And Liam, you're Canadian?
Yeah, I'm originally from Toronto. I'm originally from like Brian lives in my hometown.
Nice.
I grew up he lives actually.
My aunt lives in Canada, so I go visit. Now I can't visit, but Yeah, so that's
We were
like
supposed to go for July 4th. So my goal is to bring my family up there every July 4th so that my kids
Okay.
don't forget that they're Canadian. So I wanted to go for Canada Day and then have it happen over July
I'll
4th.
catch you in Canada when
There
you
we
go.
go.
We'll like coordinate it when it's like.
you, Brian, and Anthony can go like reshoot
You
that.
ever had?
that
Did you ever meet them before?
Huh?
Did you ever meet them before? Not yet.
No. No. I mean, I haven't.
So I
been-
met Brian twice. Brian and Anthony twice.
I know.
Every time I'm on Brian's live, he tells me that Jahid and I,
Yeah. No,
He came
so
here. He came
it's just
from
cool because it's like, look, I met Brian. Brian's the reason I make all my money, right? He taught me like everything about resume. He taught me all whatever I didn't know about resumes, and then so like I owe him. I would be like broke. Like I was broke last year. So and I'm not broke anymore. So it's like things are very good. It's like I'm having the best year in terms of my business, and it's just crazy.
Oh,
It's like we
you're
just
barely
met.
older than me.
No, but when you're broke, you're broke.
We were both around for like Walkmans.
Yeah. No, I remember Walkmans. I look everything you guys. I saw it. I saw like teenagers having.
Seen a Commodore 64.
No, I haven't seen that.
No, he's like, have you ever seen an Atari?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you've seen Atari, but no.
We had a beta player when I was a kid. We had a beta player. Yeah.
Look. I had the VCR, right, and I had
Yeah,
like
but beta is before.
No. I know that, but you know what movie I had? I had Aladdin. Aladdin. So look, Toy Story was the first movie my dad bought, like the VCR, and then Aladdin. You know what I did? Like kids watch movies on repeat. Like that's what they do. So my sister would watch Aladdin on repeat, and I think I like took the thing. I got tired of her watching it, and I like ripped it out.
You ruined the video, didn't you? Remember when
Yeah,
you
so-
used to ruin a video and the tape would come out, and you're like, who didn't rewind it right?
Yeah.
Oh, one of you is responsible because I was the oldest. So I was like, it was my younger sibling's problem. I was like, one of you didn't rewind it right.
Yeah. So I mean, I had the Super
Always
Nintendo.
bad,
That's the system I had, and I had like Mortal Kombat 2 and Super Mario Brothers, and
Dude,
right.
Yeah.
I love Mortal Kombat and NHL 95.
Dude, those games were so fun.
I had Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Like, all my friends had Nintendo, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo, and I had Sega Genesis.
Brothers.
And I liked Sega Genesis because of the fatter controllers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean it was fun because I still remember the TV, the 3. So yeah, I mean I look, like I said, I was like a young kid as you guys were teenagers, so I like saw the stuff. You know?
I remember for me, we didn't have we didn't have any video game player. The only way we played video was at the babysitter because the babysitter had video.
Road Rash is
go to the babysitters when you were sick, you got to play
Yes.
Super Mario Bros. So I was like,
yeah.
whenever I was like, am I going to the babysitters?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
get to stay in the room? Because you got like the sick room. The sick room had the Super Mario Brothers. And I was like, okay, so I'm sick and I get to play video games all day. That was the best thing ever.
So
We
yeah,
didn't-
Kelsey
we didn't have
Atari.
video games because I was
Pradeep
cool.
says Road Rash. Road Rash is a fun game. You guys, you
man.
know that game?
I played that one.
You know what it is, right? The motorcycle one.
Oh, okay.
Where
I was
you
like,
could punch people. So you had like a motorcycle, and you could like punch people and kick them off their bike and kick them like that was a fun game. And then like you had like a bat.
It was like
and-
it was like the old school version of Grand Theft Auto.
No, I mean it was a race. It was purely a race. It's just you could punch people off their bike. So it's like Sonic is a good game. So
Sonic was awesome.
look, I'm gonna tell you, once I get rich, I'm gonna go 2 months of playing video games that I haven't. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I bought a game for the PS3 on a Black Friday, probably like 8 years ago, and I still haven't got around to play it.
oh my
So
god,
it's like I can't wait to like finish these games that I just haven't got around to,
that's
just because
awesome.
life is busy. So one day. So if you
Right?
contribute to my live show, patreon.com/NoDegree, you will help me get closer to playing video games.
And that is all the motivation you need, dude.
That's all the motivation I need.
I love it.
But yeah, Jorge said a bit newer Call of Duty. I don't mess with those games because these games are they're engineered to be addictive,
Mhm.
and whenever there's no end in sight, I don't touch those because I know it's like I know I'm like one video game away from being a bum and not doing anything for 2 straight.
He's
it's
like,
just so
all I'm never
easy.
gonna do is play this game, and
Dude, I've seen it happen to like like friends, right? You see like friends who sort of get sucked into some of these games, and it's like it's like damaging. So that's why it's like I make sure to like have a healthy relationship. Like, look, if I'm gonna be obsessed, I'll be obsessed with LinkedIn. At least that leads to somewhere. At least the conversation leads to growth. But yeah,
I couldn't really handle any other. I can't handle other platforms really. Like I couldn't handle having video game addiction as well as LinkedIn addiction.
yeah.
I know. Do you guys get FOMO on LinkedIn? Do you guys get a lot of FOMO?
Like missing on other people's posts or what?
No, just in general. Like if you haven't posted in the day, are you like, man, I gotta go check the platform or something? Like see what's up, see how I'm doing.
No, I mean, I check because I'm like, I want to make sure I keep supporting others.
right.
That's kind of like, I don't want to miss supporting it. That's like what there were times, I mean, not now, but there were times before I barely ever posted. I would post like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I go like 2-3 weeks without posting and all that stuff. And then I'd post here and there, but I'd always comment. That's one thing I always do. It's just like staying in touch, keeping comment, messaging. So that's one thing I do. But yeah, I mean, for me, posting is like, I also don't want to be annoying to people. Like that's me. I don't want to post like 4 times a day. Like, look, I have hundreds of post ideas that I gotta execute, and I'll just wait. I'm some I'm saving when I'm a little bigger, and then some I'm
When you're a little, hold on. Are we meaning like literally or figuratively?
LinkedIn, literally.
That was a really bad dad joke. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. No. It's fine. No, I mean, no, because you know about the 30K thing, right? The follow button.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, I'll tell you what do you know about it? The
Me?
follow button on the feed. I know Liam knows. Liam's LinkedIn
Follow
knowledge.
versus connect. Is that what we're talking about? Or
No. So if you see someone who you're not following on the feed
Mhm.
who has maxed out at 30K connections, they have a follow button if they post on the feed.
okay.
So that's
Are
when
you
you can
almost there?
actually.
Oh yeah, you are.
Well, I'm 21K.
I was going to say,
followers,
I need
but
to
I'm
go
like
look at your followers to see where you're
18. I'm like 18K connections, so I'm still a decent amount away.
at. Okay.
But that's when you can actually get a lot of growth. And now I'll tell you why I care about growth. It's more about,
Because you monetized.
No, I mean, even then, my level of monetization is good, right? For what I can do what I want to.
Right.
But the big thing that I want to do is there are 2 things. I want to be a sleep advocate, right? That's my big thing, because it's like for me, I have something called delayed sleep phase disorder, where it's like for me, I have
I was like,
so I have a shifted circadian rhythm, and it's a condition no one takes seriously. It's like, oh, dude, you're lazy. I wake up early. Why don't you? Because it's like it's harder for me to wake up early. It's like a struggle. It's like I'm fighting like an extra person to wake up. So most people don't take it seriously. Like you go in corporate world, they're like, oh, well, I wake up at 6 a.m. Blah blah blah. You're lazy.
I don't think that we should ever take anything that people discount. I don't know. I have a psychology.
No. I mean, but you're nice.
So-
You're nice.
It's not even about being nice. I have a psychology degree, and I think that there's a lot of things that we just don't take seriously that we should.
Yeah.
So I never want to discount what someone's saying, right?
Yeah. So like, because I have sleep apnea, so I sleep with the. I usually show this in the live, so I sleep with this. So at night,
a
this is what I sleep.
CPAP.
Oh
I
man.
sleep with the CPAP. So, but it changed my life. Like that was something I only found out after 2 years of working. Because look, in meetings I used to yawn 60 times an hour, like 60 times, like once every minute. And obviously they just think you're lazy. And it's like, look, I'm trying. I'm like fighting it, and it's just one of those things. And because the thing is, and if you listen to the Joe Rogan episode with Matt Walker, he says most doctors only have 2 hours of sleep education. So therefore. They just don't know a lot. So therefore, if you have a lot of sleep conditions, they just kind of say, oh, drink coffee. It's normal to be tired, when it's like, it's not normal to be tired if you're sleeping 8 hours. There are a lot of things. So that made a big difference. The other thing is I have sweaty hands. I have hyperhidrosis. So that's another thing. See, like for me, I'm confident. So for me, it doesn't have, this is a special shirt. Like I actually got it off someone on Reddit. So you see they're like sweat pads underneath. So like, it's like, because when I present, it's like so uncomfortable.
Dude, they're
Sweating and like,
Yeah.
for sure.
a smart invention. Like
It is. It's a super smart.
ridiculously
Yeah.
smart.
No, I found it off a guy on Reddit.
I need one of these. Like, I don't even know what's up. Like, I'm over here sweating right now. So
Yeah. No, it's a guy on Reddit. He made the post, and I have like 20 of these shirts. Like this is literally all. Like I'll swap them out, and
Every dude should have those shirts. Like
I mean,
I'm in meetings sometimes with people and like they do this
yeah.
yellow and it's like, dude, like
No, like mine was so bad in that I would actually take off my shirt in the bathroom and dry the armpits because
No.
mine was so bad because it's so uncomfortable. But now when I present in this shirt, it's like not bad at all. It's good because like for me, I'd sweat through the shirt, I go to the shirt, and I'd even go to the suit. So for me, it's like not bad in the sense that mine is not crazy severe, but I'm also confident enough that I don't care. But a lot of people who have it, they like shut themselves in. They're afraid to go out and all that stuff. So that's like another thing that that's like, those are like issues I like truly care. And then obviously there's no degree, right? Like really bring change. Cause I think I was on the phone with someone today, I asked, and then she, the person said they were like a board of directors of a company. They're like, yeah, companies are not looking for people without college degrees, right? It's just one of those things that they'll say it, they'll get like one token person to fill their diversity initiative and this and that. But the fact is, if someone without a college degree tries to get into these companies, they have to prove above and beyond that they're like 5 times better, right, to get in it. It's like, I just don't think that's fair.
Yeah,
so that's why I want to get big. So I like have to get big if I want to do those missions, right?
do you have follow button or connect button?
I have connect because I got to get 30K.
So do you accept 100%?
Except
for
if a pure fake profile, they have like 0-1 connections. It does not make sense, right? How'd they find me if they only have 0? Like, then there's
cryptocurrency.
Yeah, the Bitcoiners.
so this is cryptocurrency. It depends. If I have like 20 connections, I'll like accept all of them. Like I don't have time to filter. But if I see one, I'll deny the crypto. If the crypto says, if they message, I'll hashtag fake, and then I'll go report and disconnect from them.
Wow, nice.
You know why I hashtag fake? Because Brian actually told me this. You can search up the hashtag. So if you know, hey, I need to follow up, you can hashtag follow up and follow, or hey, I'd like for you to be on my podcast. You can hashtag podcast. So that's how you keep tallies of, because his LinkedIn searching names are so bad. It's so bad. Like, right. So that's why I'll hashtag fake, or, if someone blocks you, can put blocked and all that stuff. So that's what kind of, and yeah, and then I'll see. And then I think some of them will they block me or will they get reported? But I try to do my part in getting them banned.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know Liam and I are all, that's a good idea.
I switched to follow last week.
And
I used to have follow.
how's it going?
I mean, you get way more follows, right?
Yeah.
But you get way less
Connections.
connection requests. But like that's the debate, right? People are like, do you go to 30? Do you keep it connected until you hit 30, and then you automatically get the follow?
Right.
That's the promised land. There's a part of me that's like, I mean, with my luck, by the time I get to that size, they'll change it anyways, and I won't
Yeah.
follow button.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're like having people follow your hashtag, like I don't know, I kind of got tired of getting all sorts of asks to connect with people that like I'm actually like.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
You know what I mean? And then I feel bad not accepting them, and so I'm kind of a jerk if I ignore it.
I know what you mean.
So yeah, I've switched it. I'm just to see what it's. I want to see what it's like. I know that's like there's like 2 very distinct camps, and it's like actually it's like 80-20 really. I think 80% of people. I did a poll this week too. 80% of people have connect, and 40% have 20% have forward follow, because they make it hard, right? You have to go into your privacy settings, and then you have to toggle a button on. It's not very easy. But yeah, I don't know.
How many messages do you guys get a day?
Oh my God. One time I counted, I messaged 111 different people during that week. And not 111 messages, 111 different people.
You're like, that's all I could keep up with.
No, I answered all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would say probably 20, 30 a day, maybe.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just, I mean, like I said, now I'm at the point where if someone just says hi and they have like a whack intro, I don't respond. Because it's just, the conversation get nowhere. I had one person, I was like, dude, like this and then whatever, he said, oh, I don't give whatever. And the conversation went nowhere. Like he argued again, the conversation went nowhere. So it's like, what's the point? It's just not worth my time. It just gets me angry.
There's also a lot of people that want to draw my picture as a cartoon. I don't know what that's.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna tell you that.
Do
So
you
look,
look like a cartoon character?
I mean, I think it's just like people on Fiverr trying to make money, right? But
so
like,
look, I think it's a
get that
group.
one.
you
So
think?
look, I'm gonna tell you. So I knew they all use the same post, like
Yeah.
the same videos, the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And the lady, I thought, some of them they were just she engaged. She was just nice, so she was like, "Hey, please like and comment, whatever, like cool cartoon, whatever." She got banned. Originally, it was Pakistan.
Yes.
She got banned. Months later, I see them pop up again. It was like I didn't see them for a while. Months later,
Different country.
same. It was different countries. So I try to ask them like, who's the one who gives you these posts? Like I'm really trying to figure out, but their English is bad that they don't even know what I'm asking. It doesn't get anywhere. But I'm really trying to figure out like there's like a ringleader. Are they using fake profile photos? Are they like I'm trying to figure out. Like I want to get to the bottom of this.
Honestly, that was one of the reasons that I switched to follow, and I'm still getting it. I'm still getting tons of these connection requests because they want to draw my face as a cartoon, and I'm like, I don't
I
want.
mean, it's cool.
Yeah,
know,
fine.
But I'll find you. I'll find you if I need to.
Okay, so I don't know. I just think that's always an interesting thing to talk about messages with people because I don't have like the same amount of followers and connections as you guys do, but I get like 10 to 15, maybe sometimes more messages a day. I don't know why I get that many.
I mean, honestly, once you're active, you're just gonna get a lot. Like that's really it. Once you're active, you're gonna get about 10 to 30.
Do you guys get just as many like weird messages as you get like normal messages?
I mean, I get people who lack communication skills. That's what I get. Where like they expect me to like. It's like, look,
Kelsey
if I
probably
message
gets
someone,
it too. I bet if I was asking Kelsey right now, she gets
she gets a lot. I know.
weird messages.
I feel bad for.
There's a lot
people.
of dudes that don't know. That
Let me tell you, thirsty dudes ruin the internet.
apologizing for.
I'm like, and we have like Kelsey has super vibrant red hair too, so
Yeah.
like we get like some super weird people.
Yeah,
with
no,
hair.
I'm telling you,
Like,
thirsty dudes ruin the internet. They're the reason they drive trends. They're the reason why, like, some girls have to put in no work to like get up there. I'm like, stop it. Like, I just want like stop, and it's just funny because sometimes like if I click on your profile, I'm pretty sure if I go on the right, people also viewed, and it's gonna be like a certain. You're gonna see all the pictures. Like you know what I'm talking about. It's like people also viewed, and it's always like, it's just so funny. It's like, damn, dudes, why?
oh man, yeah, like Kelsey's over here. Yeah, she's with me on this one. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's weird, and that's why I also asked the question because I'd love to do that as a psychology person. I'm over here going, I'd love to do this like. Study about like the connections versus the messages and what people are using them for. And I'm like, I'd like to think it's because I'm awesome, but then sometimes I'm over here. No, it's not because of that. So I'm not going to fool myself into thinking it's because I'm awesome all the time. Sometimes it's just because I have super catchy hair, or we'll just call it that. So
yeah. No, I mean, my friend got like marriage proposals and all that stuff. And I'm like, I really don't get like,
me neither.
I'm just like, why?
Like
It's just
super awkward. And
yeah.
And then there's the people that don't take like a non-answering message, right? Like there's a person that messages you like consistently 4 times or 5 times in a row. I'm like, well, part of I didn't answer you yet. Like, do you not have patience for like,
They can't communicate. Like the other thing is they don't know how to.
Bothering me isn't gonna make it better. Like you messaging me 5 times in a row isn't gonna make me answer you faster. It's gonna make me go, fuck off. And like,
Yeah,
I know I'll break LinkedIn if I get LinkedIn Live because I'll end up saying too many bad words.
no, it's just
What somebody should do? There should be a blog that women can post and like all the inappropriate crap they get from LinkedIn on that blog, because like there's just so much crap, and there's people like, I think people should be called out for it because it's just not appropriate, right. And like I see a lot of women that are like, I don't want to name them, and I'm like, you should totally name them. Like they should be shamed and they should be banned, and that's like totally what happened.
Tonight, has Kelsey never done a video? What the heck? Hold on. Do you read
live
until I do my first video? She just says
he hasn't done a video. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean these people. It's just it's terrible because I seen like there was someone I was connected to, and I messaged someone, and somehow I messaged. I was like, "Hey, sorry." And I was like, "Do you mind sharing who the person was?" And it was a connection of mine, and he says like some vile stuff. I disconnected, and it's funny that person sent me another connection request. I denied it. And I see his comments, and it's like, dude, I
Yeah.
know you. I know what you did.
Yeah, there should be a
And then on top of that, he didn't even pay his workers or. It was like not only was he a creep and that he didn't even like do business properly, so he was just like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know, and it's so funny because like I wasn't like weirded out at first. I was like, I love. Oh,
Yo, what's up,
hi.
Chris?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
I can't hear you though. Okay,
That's you.
we'll do it this way.
The Lord of the Rings is in the
Keep
house.
going.
FYI, Chris designed the layout.
He made mine. He made
Yeah,
mine.
Chris is the best.
Like, yeah.
Dude,
Chris is the best. He's the guy for this stuff. You want to know something funny? Chris and I have a business together, and we've never met in person.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's awesome.
No, it's just crazy. Like in this day, like it's just very interesting thing.
you guys have a business together. How long have you guys had a business together? Before you guys met on here?
No, here. It started from, let me tell you, it started off as like during COVID, 3 to 4 hour Zoom calls. Three of us,
Yeah.
Chris, Matthew, and I. And it just turned into like one day, like the platform, I just bought it and it just slowly evolved and it just turned into like, whoa, we're making money,
Nice. That's awesome.
So it's just interesting how things happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's endless opportunity on here. There's no question.
Yeah, there's endless. That's why it's like
I saw the potential.
yeah.
Sid's been selling me for a while anyway, so it's okay. So I'll thank Sid. Sid's awesome.
Yeah, Sid is awesome. So I'll tell you. So Sid's one of our partners. Hey, Majida, nice to
Yes,
see
he's
you.
your partner.
Majida does amazing art. You guys should check her out.
Oh,
Hey, what's
she
up, Paul? You should apply. Paul, you should apply. You make such a good live, and if anything, you're always welcome on mine.
I work in a co-work right now, and it's so funny because normally nobody is here at this time, but right now the trash, like the cleaning guy's here, and then
Yeah.
like Brendan who waters, he's also a member, but is watering the plants. I'm like, nobody's normally here right now. Like, everybody during the live is popping in. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's fine with the plant. Brendan's fine with the plants, of course. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But like also the garbage, and I'm going, what is going on right now?
Yeah. No, I met Sid about a year ago.
Oh,
I
really?
met him in August at a big LinkedIn event. It was called like LinkedIn Global. So I met him a year ago because my mentor was like, "Hey, you should meet him." And the funny thing about Sid is that he like bought me on a business lunch and like in Manhattan. I met him, and Sid told me, he was like, "Dude, you need to work harder," because Sid is like a biggest workhorse. And normally I get defensive, and I'm like, you know what? You can tell me that because you're such a workhorse that you're right. Like
Like 7 businesses and podcasts.
dude, Sid is like a workhorse. Man.
Yes,
He
and
does more work.
Like an email campaign, like every other day, and I'm like, Jesus, Sid. And he has kids, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
So Sid he's amazing. Chris, you can hear us?
I can now. Yeah.
Okay. For a second, it looked like you were like pretending to hear us
No.
because you saw our lips moving.
I just knew that I needed to leave and shut the screen off, turn it back on. There's a little weird
Okay, cool.
rotation I've got to go through. So got the whole
Yeah.
crew here. This is great.
Yeah.
Chris,
I haven't
hi,
done
Liam.
this-
I haven't actually. I don't know if I've actually talked to you directly in person.
Not like this. We do a lot in the background, but not so much.
Good to put a voice. Well, I had a voice to the name already. It's funny. I was talking to somebody tonight. I was talking to Andy Foote. Any of you guys follow Andy?
Yep.
He called me out of the blue, and I was just like, "Dude, Andy's calling. This is amazing." And I was just talking to him, and I was like, "It's good to put a voice to the." Well, I listened to his podcast, so I know his voices. It's funny how you just get to know people without really talking to them. Now it's
Well,
kind
there's a different layer of when you have a conversation with them, though, like
Yeah.
a voice conversation or a video conversation with them. It's more real, I think.
Oh
sure.
wait, another mini rant. So I'll do hashtag mini rant. So I think I told Chris this. if someone wants to jump, send you a block of text when they connect, and you look at their profile, and all their titles are in full caps locks, it's always like the same type of person. Like they're gonna do this stuff. So I think, it's just
I will not accept that friend request.
No, I accept it. It's after accepted that they send this block. But and then you kind of see like, no, I know this conversation is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna change your life forever. And it's like, no, you're not.
And it's
You don't get
never happened. They would never changed your life.
Typically don't get a response when you do that.
No, I just don't. I just be like, cool. I get things that they can't respond to. Like
one
people
word
send
response.
like, hey, you want to book time on my calendar? I say thanks, and I just don't book time.
You know what's the worst though is when you send a genuine message to somebody and you get
Thumbs up.
I hate that.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I
man.
thought I was the only one, but I just feel
No.
like I
Thumbs up is how you end up.
at certain things,
It-
but not when you send that. Like I just think
Thumbs
it's so
up is,
disingenuous. It's so disingenuous.
It's to end a
Yeah.
conversation. That's what thumbs up is.
It
It
is.
definitely does that. I see that. I'm like, all right, you don't want to talk to me, so I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I can see it. It's like one word back and forth every 2 minutes. It's like really both of you just trying to get off. That's one way. But ooh,
So
you gonna be
I have the
Bogart style?
Yeah, dude. I gotta. So I'm thinking like I could do it around my bookshelf kind of thing. I gotta like, like the edge.
You
like
got
the
another
border.
desk back. You got your old desk back there.
No, that's just like
Or is that
the
your
bed,
desk?
like the little
Oh, that's right.
Thing.
Because you have a TV, like a TV over there, right?
yeah that I barely ever use.
I just never see it.
Yeah. No, it's just widescreen. No, it's just there. So
So
No
one of
one-
we were talking about weird messages. One of my favorite responses that I got from someone, and he's gonna laugh if he watches this later. I hope he does. He was like, "Hey, I'm coming to help you since you obviously broke your thumbs and can't respond." And I was all, "Whoa!" Like that was one of my like I was trying to be nice and carrying a conversation, and I was gone or away. Like
that's like creepy. That's like,
it was
are you
like.
gonna break my thumbs or something?
I was
Like,
like, no, he's like, since you obviously broke your thumbs and like are too good to respond. But I was like, first of all, bud, like you and I don't know each other. We haven't even established a connection, like friendship.
Yeah.
So, like, you're gonna make that as a joke to somebody. You gotta know them. So I was like, wow, what did I say back to them? I was like,
just say I'm typing this with my nose.
no, it was like, I said something really like sarcastic. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was crazy, like super rude. And I was like, I never broke my thumbs. I'm like, I just didn't pay attention to my DMs while I'm on vacation. I said, they require more attention than comments do. And I'm like, I'm not even close to caught up on those. I said, do I get the privilege of only being talked to like this, or do you do that to everybody?
What did he say? Any
I
response?
was like, no, he felt bad. He was like, oh, and it was like all like backtracking. I'm like, well,
I hate people who are like,
to somebody that you don't know like that. You better tell me if that's special attention, or does everybody get like your like assholeness?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know what?
sorry.
Like,
Like,
I hate the people who message you
hashtag
and
no.
you don't answer in like 10 minutes, and it's like, hello. It's like, dude,
Yeah. And you're like,
I
you
don't
not
live
have
here.
a life? Do you have a family? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Junaid is obsessed with his bookshelf. You know what's funny? I got both these used Craigslist. Craigslist buy.
they look a little tinier though.
Maybe, yeah. I
I
guess.
talk about how. Have you noticed how all of the talking heads on the newscasts always have bookshelves behind them?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a thing. I think that like they tell you, the producers are like, sit in front of a bookshelf, sit in front of a bookshelf.
Yeah.
I'm doing it wrong. Hold on. I need a book.
They probably go and it comes with books, right? Here's a bookshelf with books on it.
Every single show, like if you watch CNN, if you watch MSNBC, whatever it is, like any guest that they have on, always in front of a bookshelf. And my buddy is a PR executive, and he was like, "Yeah, it's intentional because it makes them look really intelligent." And I was
That's
like,
what I was thinking too. Yeah.
What's the
So there are
license
no-
plate? What does your license plates do, Liam?
I mean, they don't make me look intelligent. I just put Canadian A as a license plate when I was a kid, and when I was like younger.
I mean, I like them. I keep staring at them. So
Yeah, I like that. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I have no books on the bookshelves.
he's like, I'm not that smart. It's
What?
slides and paper.
Just a bunch of LED lights.
Look, there's like I think I see cleaning supplies.
So
I
look,
think I see
have
like
some medicine from Canada.
What kind of medicine? Is it Buckley's?
Buckley's, yeah.
yes, Buckley.
So
Buckley's.
you know, like I'm like my friends who are like Jamaican, who are like Caribbean, they're like, "Yo, you gotta get Buckley's.
Dude,
It's so expensive
Buckley's
over here."
Whenever my dad visits, he brings me bottles of Buckley's.
Yeah, no, that's what I did.
It's the best.
So what is this Buckley's? For people who don't know?
Buckley's is a cough syrup in Canada.
Okay.
It
And apparently, it just works.
it tastes like
Terrible.
literally it tastes like you're just drinking straight up menthol and pine mixed together in a blender. But you will not cough after that for at least a few hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their slogan used to be tastes awful and it works.
Which and it works. Well, I guess
And
there's-
it's like big in the
worse
Caribbean.
slogans.
It's like big in the Caribbean community. Like my friend Jamaican, it's like, yo, we gotta get this. And apparently, it's like over there, it's like $8. Over here, you got it's like $25-$30 if you want
Yeah,
a
on
bottle.
Amazon it's like $30.
Yeah. So
So-
I'm over here. I gotta sell some Buckley's to
Now
people.
I always have him bring like 6 bottles in his suitcase.
Yeah. So you look, I'll ship you some. I have like 20 of these in my trunk.
Nice.
We're doing like a Buckley's trade right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
There is no cough syrup in the United States that compares to it. I'm
Yeah.
100%.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's like that's.
that's bizarre.
friends have said the
It's
same.
super bizarre.
Damn, I should have shipped you one, Chris.
So I gotta tell a little story here. Janaya just sent 2 huge boxes to me. Huge box. That's why I was kind of teasing him about this shelves looking a little cleaner, because we were sitting there one night going back and forth, and I was kind of picking at him a little bit. And he's like, "Yo, I got this and this and this," and he knows that my brother-in-law really likes like video game paraphernalia, and so he had a bunch of Amiibas, and so he sent this box. I mean, this thing was huge. It was like this big, but this big, and it had like a classic NES, a Sega Genesis, a ton of games, all these Amiibas, two
I gave
Batman cowls.
I gave him
Yeah.
I had like so I bought this years ago. So I bought like 20 of them to resell. You know what's funny? I bought them to resell. I bought this 2012. And at first it was like $40 and then you could flip it right away for 90. So I was like watching Amazon to like flip them, but I was like, I'll wait till the price goes up, but the price went up and then it went down and then I had to wait. And then now you can't sell it as new. And then now after 8 years, I see the price went back up. But
After
I
you
gave
sent
them
them.
away. No, but I would have sent them anyway. But I gave them away for years just to clear up space. Like, so yeah, that's my story.
I really appreciate it. It made my brother-in-law's day. He's got some things that are going on, and so like the video games are his one sole like joy in life, and so Janaya
Yeah,
just
no, 'cause
made his month.
No, because I bought an NES like with the gun and all these games.
Yeah,
Like,
all
yeah,
these
it's just like the things like one day I'll have time to play it, and it's been like 5 years. And I still haven't been able to play it, and it just like I was just like, look, someone else will be happier than me. It's like, what am I gonna make selling on eBay? I'll just send it to someone. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah, so I'm slowly getting rid of it. And yeah, so if any of you have kids who like play the Nintendo Switch, I have like items.
That's the other thing. He sent like big bag of like Snoopy dolls.
I used to work for MetLife, so I have a whole bunch of Snoopies.
She's been loving those.
So when I used to work, I used to be, my desk was full of Snoopy. Everybody used to give them to me. I used to go like find them, and they used to call me the mayor at MetLife because I would know everybody. That was like my title. It's like, oh, the mayor, and I'd know everybody. Like, because when I was an intern, I had no work, pretty much no work. So I'd spend all day walking around and talking to people. I like made friends and this and that. And then when I worked, because in my department, we didn't get 8 hours of work. So I'd spend like 2 hours, unless it was like really busy. I spent like 2 hours every day, like saying what's up, following up with people. And so, yeah, so it's, I was like on LinkedIn. Like that was my life.
Right, I was about to say, it feels like that your LinkedIn persona was what you were
That's
doing.
that's how I always was. So when
That's why he
LinkedIn
does
came
so
around, I was
well
like,
on LinkedIn.
Right.
So then
Kelsey's
when
always
LinkedIn-
on that side hustle, is what she said.
yeah. Now, thankfully, no more side hustles, no more other thoughts. Just boom, main
I like
business.
Just crushing it.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Wow. So I haven't done like 2 hours on a live in a while. Typically,
I
I've been
saw that
doing
you were
an
still
hour.
going. I'm like, what? All right, got to get on that.
Yeah, no.
I have
Yeah,
to
no, I mean,
if I'm gonna go upstairs and go to bed, or if I'm gonna sleep downstairs. If I go upstairs and I wake my wife up, I'm in shit.
yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
I don't want you. I don't want you.
Just make sure you snuggle.
Yeah,
We'll know if he posts tomorrow. That's how we'll know.
Right.
she doesn't like. She's not big on LinkedIn, and so she thinks that like whenever I'm like sitting here networking and stuff and typing and commenting and everything, she just sits there on the couch and makes fun of me. She goes, "Join, join, join, join." I'm like, it's not join. Joining, and
Oh.
but
Follow.
she calls me out on it all the time. So if I go
Look,
up there,
once it leads to money,
We need
Like-
we need to have like LinkedIn parody videos from our family members and our significant others that literally are like, what are
well,
you
I'm
doing?
gonna learn
It's
video.
literally the same thing.
Well, I was gonna do like a LinkedIn, like, well, I have a lot of ideas for LinkedIn. I just am not. I gotta learn some video editing, but I have a lot of ideas on like LinkedIn parodies and stuff. Like
nice.
that's literally all that goes through my mind. Like,
I
parodies.
laugh about them because I'm thinking about them right now too. And when he was saying,
No, I was gonna have one where it's like, hey, you're walking in the street and it's like, yo, what's up? You want some Bitcoin? And it's like, the Jack is like,
Like
hey,
a
what's
drug
up? You
dealer.
want this? And then you get like, the other stuff. Hey, block a text like, hey, I'll transform your life, mindset, gratitude, and then I just have like I'll do it like in an office where you open a door and it's just different doors, and then one is like Oleg, where it's like, hey, quotes. Well, I'll tell people the idea because very few people are watching. So I have my idea.
I'm gonna take my ideas now.
You guys know Oleg, right? Oleg, right? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Oleg, right? So I was gonna do a day in the life of LinkedIn's biggest influencer, and I was gonna go because oh, you know what? Let me talk about the history, might as well, because I've been around for a while. So he does the pictures with the quote, right?
Yeah.
You know why they started doing that, right? Him and both Kirsty Bonner only started getting on video because both of them were accused of being fake people. There were a lot of accusations of them being fake. So Oleg's solution is, quote, Kirsty's is, the videos where she'd do once in a while, right? So that's how I'm real, and then whatever, because they have like management teams that sort of do that. And then I'm gonna do a post on LinkedIn's biggest influencer, and then Oleg's like by the printer, and he's like, fuck kindness, like, because the printer's jammed and stuff, and then like a board meeting with like, hey, like they give him quotes like, and he's like, not enough hearts, and then like one person just gives like 2 words, kindness, yes, you're hired, your promotion, who's this guy, so I have a lot of ideas like that. So
that was great. Why, like, do it? We're all just here laughing. So you already got our.
Trust me, I have more.
Suit.
Let me tell you, I have more ideas that I'm not allowed to talk about because this ones I can talk about, but I have bigger ones that I have to like hire a person to be a total parody account. Like I have ideas like that. So
awesome.
So
one's priceless.
Yeah. So when I can execute that, when I have a lot of money, that one's gonna be the biggest. I'll see how fast I can have a person grow that account.
So Kelsey says, I'm gonna be a hater on that mindset.
And fam doesn't understand LinkedIn. Yeah, so cool. I mean, let's slowly start to wrap up. We're hitting to any questions from anybody in the crowd. I thank each and one of you. But yeah, I mean, family, my business partners understand LinkedIn because I remember they're like, hey, what are these numbers? And then they're like, it leads to conversations, and hitting, I think, this month we should hit our best month ever in business, and so that's always a good sign.
Mm-hmm. I think people don't understand it until they get over it, right? And then they're like, they're transformed by what they see happens. But it just takes that slow build. I didn't even understand it until it's the ambulance going by, guys. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't I don't know. I didn't understand it. I'll be honest with you. I was like, what? Because when I first joined LinkedIn, I was like, back using Facebook, and it was when LinkedIn was kind of like shit, and it didn't do anything. Like it didn't help you at all. And you're like, why am I posting all of my history, what I'm doing, for nobody to respond to me or do anything? And so I stopped using it. And then when I came back, I was like, was totally different. And I was like, well, this is great. So I'm appreciating what's actually happening here. And I was like, I should probably work on actually trying to do something. I should not be here just to be here like a lurk. I like to call those people LinkedIn lurkers.
Yeah.
Like the lurkers, you never know who's lurking. That's what I always say. But like, I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people. I want to actually get in here and try and engage. So I feel like, yeah.
Anybody who understands networking and is a genuine person, like LinkedIn makes sense to them. LinkedIn is virtual networking on steroids. That's what it is.
Definitely.
And it's like, if you're like a kind person who supports others and is just like a, real person, you get far, regardless of whether you have 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, because you can have 40,000 and still, people see through you, right? The low effort people don't see through you, but people eventually you're around you. If you spend enough time, who's like real, who's cool, who you could reach out to, who's fake, who's copying and pasting their fake stories from Reddit and all that stuff. Like, right? It's just one of those things.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things for me. People I've been talking for a while about how I want to create like a course because everybody's creating courses, right? And it's like, well, why don't you try and monetize like some of the knowledge that you have? Like, I have a free one that I send to everybody. Yeah. But like, I've been thinking about doing that, and I've been watching other people's courses just to like brush up and see like what's out there, like what are they putting out there, and like. I realized like I don't have nearly the structure that a lot of people have. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I spend 3 hours on Sunday morning and I come up with my content for the week and then I decide when I'm going to post it. And I'm like, dude, I wake up in the morning and I have a cup of coffee and I like read through some comments and then I get inspired and I type something and that's it. Like I don't have a grand plan. So it's just, for me, it's just like, I literally get so much shit because I have a bunch of buddies that are recruiters and they're like, dude, Darmody, blah, blah, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, if I had to pay for the amount of views that I got on content in the 6 months that I've been doing this, it would cost $50,000 on Facebook.
Yeah.
At $10 CPM. And they're like, yeah, but what's the end goal? And I'm like, it's just a hobby, man. I'm just having fun. Like, that's it. Like, you guys like to
Tell
watch
exposure. I mean, that alone is
baseball.
enough, right?
Like, network with people online. Like, that's all it is,
Well, like you guys probably give this advice too, like that. And that's the thing too, like if we're going to wrap up and give some advice to people, like that's the thing I try to tell people. If you show up to a networking event, like, there's those people. So you show up to a networking event, you walk in and there's people sitting at a table and they know everybody. And that table like never leaves the table. They sit with those people the entire time, right? And maybe part of them only move and the other part of them just kind of sit there. That's what I equate people that don't do anything here to. Like, I want to be the person that's walking around and going, I don't know that table. So I'm going to go over and say hello to these people. Maybe they're going to be useful, not useful, but like maybe they're just going to be nice and great. And I don't know what they do. What are their names? What are they? I equate that to LinkedIn, right? Like I see people comment on other people's posts, honestly. And that's how I always create new connections because I'm like, oh, well, Janae had talked to them. So let's see what they've got to say today. And then I go read through other people's comments and I'm like, oh, we can leave something engaging here. I feel like you're leaving opportunities out on the table. It comes down to execution and action. It comes down to you just being like, you know what, like you say, you wake up in the morning, you get inspired by people's content. And you're like, I'm going to drop something, right? I'm just going to like leave a post. For me, it's like, I get inspired by seeing what people are talking about. And I'm like, I want to learn. I want to understand what's important to people, what they find valuable, And so you just have to get to the point where you want to execute, right? It's just about taking action. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, right? Like if you take some action, you're already doing more than a giant part of the portion of the population. Like you just got to take that step. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, all you guys saying phenomenal things. I have a good rant to go on.
Final rant, end of rant.
This is a good rant.
Start rant.
So I think today, and I've been kind of realized it. So today I finalized it. I find that it's best to get on a call after you've known somebody at least for a couple of weeks. And then I find because, it doesn't matter how much, but you've seen them around, you see, they engage with you, you engage. Because then I find that the conversation's so different. It just starts off as like you're actually talking to a friend and you want to know what's up with them. I'm not saying that it's wrong to get on a call right away, but I feel like then you kind of have an idea of like what you would want to do with the person or how you could help them or how they could help you. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to say to like obviously, yeah, if a student says, hey, have a virtual coffee, I'll definitely do it. But if someone wants to do business, I sort of tell people, hey, unless it's like something I really need, and it's like, all right, you piqued my interest, I'm gonna say, look, I always wait to get on a call, right, with people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of what I'm gonna start doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing, like, I always say, if we always talk about how LinkedIn is such a like massive networking event, right? But like the beauty of it is that you get to know people before you actually introduce yourself to them. Like that is the part about LinkedIn that is so valuable. Like Joel, like I followed Joel for like a month and liked his stuff and like engaged before he and I ever like started DMing or talking or going live or anything. Like same with you, Janiyah, like and like you just get a sense for what their personality is like, and it's like, you know what, I definitely would like to like jam with that person. And then as soon as you call, it's like you have known them for a while.
Yeah, no, it's just so different, and it's like one of those things that once you know someone, it's just you look forward to it. It's so much more fun, and I think it's like some people just get it, some people don't. Like I used to give the LinkedIn playbook, like whatever. Hey, this is what you got to do. I used to have that, but I find that now it's just like people who want to do it, they'll ask or they'll do something, and that's it, right? People who don't get, and I find that people who don't get it, they never get it. It's just to them, I think it's just like a fundamental disconnect, right?
Or it takes a lot of work for them to get to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody can do well, but it sometimes it takes a lot to break somebody out of that habit of like just kind of hunkering down and watching, and you know, we go through phases too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't even want to call it presence. My activity on LinkedIn has been way down, but I've been so busy that I can't get to it.
Yeah.
But I feel guilty though too, in a certain sense, because like I know that there's a ton of people that I love talking to. I have it open all day. I'm chatting with people in the DMs. I'm just not going out and doing it publicly. But you know, there's definitely phases where I'll be active in the comments and posting a bunch and doing all these things. So it's just, you know, I think it's gotta match what you're doing in your real life. It's gotta, you know, work for you. It doesn't have to be, you know, if you don't have something that day, don't kill yourself to try and post something just to post something, because it's actually going to hurt you in the long run to just be posting whatever. If it's valuable, then, you know, it'll carry time.
It's such a good point, Chris. Yeah.
Oh, we're having a comedy show, so I posted the link.
Yeah.
Come check it out, July 25th. Well, how much is it? $5? $10? $5? $10. Well worth spent. And look, it's $5 if you just get someone to watch it next to you. It's not an actual, it's a virtual seat. So just get someone sitting next to you, you know, split it with somebody. You know, it's like the main thing is it's like I like getting people together. That's why I like the virtual events. So just getting people, seeing them in a different setting. It's like, you know, one thing I want to do is I want to go one day whenever things get better. It's probably be like 2 years from now when I'll have enough money to actually execute it. I want to go on a LinkedIn tour. I should get LinkedIn to fund it. It's like an art. Look, it's like free promotion. You can pay for my trip. I'll know how to, like this, and just kind of go like either a 50-state road trip and then kind of see people like, and just to be like, hey, that would be cool. Yeah, that's.
I know a couple people that do that. Maybe they haven't done like the whole U.S. kind of thing, but they definitely do like the 5 or 6 states around them. Like Phil Dixon. I actually had a meeting with him today. Haven't talked to the guy in 2 months. One of my first connections when I reestablished on LinkedIn about 6 or 9 months ago or whatever it was. But anyways, he literally like goes all over the country, and he'll run into Zusha, or he'll run into me, or he'll run into someone else, you know. And it's like these people he's known them for a few months, and he just makes it part of his travel plans to check in with them when he's in the area, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
I'm gonna call it LinkedIn local Janiyah. And I'll be like, just go.
I like that.
I'll be at this restaurant at 3:00. If you want to come see me, I'll sign your ebook.
So I want to do. No, it's a good community because I think I've met like hundreds of my connection in person, right? Just over time, because over here there are 5 LinkedIn locals. Like there's one in Jersey, there's one in Manhattan. I did one time. There's like 2 in Long Island, and so I've met a lot of connections in person. So it's always cool. And I made a post about it. People are always a different height than what you expect them to be.
I was about to ask, are you shorter in person?
I guess so. People say I'm shorter. I'm 5'8", so I'm shorter than, I don't know. People just perceive me to. Chris is tall. Chris is like, what are you, 6'3"?
6'3", yeah.
Yeah. So Chris is tall, but yeah.
I always just tell people I am better in person. I think it's like like, oh, people look better online. I'm like, is that true?
Yeah, I'm
like,
better in person.
Online, like if this is all way I got right. Liam's like, I look like crap online. So
I think the hard part online is like you don't.
I can do better.
Like we're all getting better now that this whole thing has forced us to be a certain way. But like, it's hard to convey body language, I think, on video. So like it almost becomes like exaggerated. Like you have to exaggerate your movements in order for people to see your body language.
Or you're just like me, who's always had super exaggerated like ways to move your hands, and it just now people are catching up, and I'm like, yeah, the weirdos. Good.
I got 3-month lead on you.
Liam's like my connection that doesn't know me as well yet now, and so like he's filling it out like, oh, what is this? What is she about? Don't know yet, but you'll just understand that I am very unique and honestly super weird, and I just connect with people that live outside that box. So
No, you're not. You're a cool person. You're cool.
Thanks.
As long as you are what you are, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
so cool.
Yep.
So
I gotta go to bed. I got kids.
yeah.
that
No,
nip-
I got work. I got.
3-year-old too. I have a 3-year-old
two.
too.
All right, cool. I'll catch you guys.
All right,
Appreciate
guys.
you,
Later.
Chris. I'll
Thanks for
go
inviting.
catch you in the sandbox.
Sounds good, man.
See you guys.
Hi, Chris. Thank you.
All right, it's good seeing everybody.
Bye, everybody.